So yes guys, haha. Yesterday I hope you have revised what we learned, or like normally auditing kapparam what are we learning at the evening? Auditing itself or other subjects? Other subjects. Oh. ah, after like which standard? 299. Ah. We'll discuss. Like once this is done, we'll discuss. And today we are focusing on the two most important standards for this attempt, particularly because 500 series 540 is the most important, obviously 540, but 540 was asked last attempt. So to be honest, this attempt then they will not ask an attempt without essay 500 series, because 500 series has around like 9-10 essays are there. So this attempt I would think, because they want to make the paper obviously tough. So only thing is 560 or 570 is where the tricky question lies in this attempt. I believe 560 and 570. So we need to go a bit deep and do all the questions of 560 and 570 to be on a safer side, because 505 easy. External confirmation is basically easy for you. And the inventory, that 501 things, okay, bit in easy, but at the same time some complicated questions can come. So we'll discuss questions of 501 also. 500 is easy. Then 510 is there, initial audit engagement, okay, like average standard. 580 is also easy, written representation. And the problem with 560 and 570 for in CA final is that in study material they have only given a bit one small chart, and they are asking questions from inter directly, and directly questions from inter. It's not just whatever points are there in the inter, that is what they are asking in final, and your suggested answer has those points. So obviously, like every faculty, me or any other faculty, whatever books they are giving you, they will obviously incorporate whatever the inter content in 560 and 570. And 560, if you have seen ICA study material questions, some complicated questions are there. And answer we may know, but the presentation is like ask pandrathu vera, presentation is vera they have written. So that kind of a complication is there. So we need to focus on 560, 570, all the 500 series we are finishing today, except 540 and 530 something we will take tomorrow because bigger standard. Then 560 subsequent event. Then in 2 days, whatever is left, only 700 series, 600 is easy, 700 like modification, other matter paragraph, and 800 two standards are done. Easily do it, no problem. So SA 560 subsequent event, you would know. And first of all, before learning this, accounting forget. This is auditing. They will only ask you procedures of auditing here. Don't overthink with AS4, AS5, something was there, accounting standard. If you start overthinking with it, full complicated. Better, ICA will ask you only audit procedure. So that is what we want to learn. So events occurring, SA 560 is subsequent event. Subsequent event means any event that occur after the date of financial statement. So now we are only focusing on things after the financial statements. We are completely forgetting what was happened before. So basically there are two things, events and facts. I have seen lot of people mistaking both of these are the same. No, there are two items. Events is something, facts is something. We have to, when a question comes, we have to see whether it's an event in this period, a fact in this period, then we have to move with the answer. So that is why I put it like this. So here we are thinking about first let's focus only about events. Events means events occurring between the date of financial statements and the date of audit report. All the events that occur between this period is only what we are worried about. And anything that is after that, let's learn it separately. So basically this we are learning like three topics. Events one set, fact one set, fact two another set. So question when it comes, mind first segregate which one. Then you write the answer. Then it is very easy. Then you memorize the procedure and finish it. Simple. So events occurring after the date of financial statements and before the date of audit report. Events occurring between the date of financial statements and date of audit report. So let's focus on types of subsequent events. Two types of events are there. This is basically inter level item, but it is needed for your final level, else you will not be able to write the answer. First is something what we call the adjusting event. You would have learned it in inter, same thing. That is, condition is existing as on the date of financial statements. On the date of, for example, a provision for a legal case already put at the date of financial statement. Case was there before 31st March. Company knew we are going to fail the case, so a provision or something like they put, like a provision for debtor, anything. So date of financial statements, they put it as 20,000. But it was settled for 17,000 after the date of financial statements, before the date of audit report. Like 31st March, the condition was there, they put a provision as 20,000, and before the date of audit report, it got settled for 17,000. So anyways, audit report is not issued. Obviously, they can adjust that. So this is what we call an adjusting event. An adjusting event, what is audit procedure? Non-adjusting event, what is audit procedure? Two things. So first is adjusting event, what is audit procedure? Hence, just ask the management to remove that 20,000 provision and put 17,000 provision done, and see whether management has properly calculated, properly disclosed the subsequent event. Just see. That's the only procedure here. Second thing what we are looking at is non-adjusting event. That is, condition arose after the date of financial statement. This thing was not there. 31st March, this thing was not there. For example, a fire occurred after date of financial statement, natural calamity, fire, whatever. Inventory of 10,000 is destroyed. So, no condition existed at the date of financial statements. In that case, only just a disclosure is needed. And disclosure should be made by management in the financial statements. We just need to see whether the disclosures, everything, they are properly done or not. So, this is our only procedure regarding subsequent event. But the question they will be asking is basically about facts. Facts is the question. Event and fact. What is the difference between both? Events and facts. Two things are. Events means something that is happening. Fact means already happened. That is a small, minute difference in this. If we don't know when a question comes, because if we hear a fact in this period, a fact in this period, that is not considered a subsequent item. Fact in the fact in the fact in the means that event occurred before 31st March. If given in MCQ, auditor don't have to do anything, because that is just 31st before audit report issue itself. The fact you ahead, you can adjust whatever you want in audit report. There is a separate procedure, nothing is mentioned. So keep in mind, event, fact. Fact means already happened, something already happened. Management has done a fraud in the financial statements 31st March. The auditor is hearing about that only after audit report date. Before audit report rate, it is not 560. He can directly adjust it in audit report. Why there is need for 560? Subsequent event. So keep that, just that one thing out of your brain. There is one example. So then your conceptually you are strong. Any question comes, you will be able to handle. But I have not seen people relating to that. Vidul class started. Class started. Internet hang. Hey. Guys attending live, I hope things are visible, right? Just write it in the comment box. I don't know whether things are going well. Just see. Yeah. Then events, this is the audit procedure. Simple. And I will give you this chart so that whatever material you are studying, just refer to this so that you will get a clarity, whatever. Then comes objectives of the auditor, very easy. Just ensure that obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence or whether subsequent events requiring adjustments requiring events are done properly. That's event order objective. Objective for event is that. Then objective for facts, another objective is there. That is, respond appropriately to the fact known to the auditor after the date of audit report. That if known earlier, auditor would have amended the report. He knew about the fact after the date of audit report. But if he would have knew it earlier, he would have amended the report. On the mother fact, you have to respond appropriately. Two objective, not very important. But if 560's question comes, just study this objective and keep. If you don't know the answer, what the event, a fact, a conclusion, you don't know, just write the SA 560 conditions, events, facts, objectives, every standard. If you learn objective, that is a benefit, because mostly case-based bigger questions, somewhere they would have mentioned objective. I will show you questions today. Objective is not even asked, but they have mentioned objective. So, but if you write objective, 1 mark extra, that's better. So now we are talking about audit procedure for events occurred between date of financial statements and date of audit report. Audit procedure, this period, not about facts, only about events. Audit procedure means perform audit procedure to ensure that all such events have been identified. Make sure all the events that happened after 31st March is identified, not by us. By the management should have identified that. We need to make sure management has identified that. So, when a question comes, because nowadays, today I will show you one question on 560. The thing is, they will ask these kinds of minute things. Answer, nothing is given in your book. You have to use your concept and write the answer. Book answer is not given. Like in your whatever material you are using, points, nothing is there in the suggested answer. They have written something from their common sense. So, this perform audit procedure to ensure that all such events are identified means management would have some facility to identify all the subsequent events. As an auditor, we need to make sure management has identified all the subsequent events, and from that all the events that require disclosure properly put by the management. So perform audit procedure to ensure that all such events have been identified, and auditor shall consider the risk assessment in determining the nature, timing and extent of such audit procedure. This audit procedure, when he is doing this audit procedure, he has to find out he has to assess the risk. That is, what is the risk of some subsequent events that can happen? Any subsequent events can come. What is the risk? If it is a high risky item, then I need to ask management more deeply. Like, I also need to check something on some basis. So he has to consider the risk assessment before determining this audit procedures. Then, if subsequent events are identified by management, and management will say to the auditor, first they will give a written representation that we have identified everything and I am disclosing it to you like that. So see whether it is appropriately reflected in the financial statements. Very easy. Then obtain a representation from management that all such events have been adjusted and disclosed to the auditor. This is the events order procedure. This is the only procedure for events. And if any events question comes, just write this, and basically objectives it would be better. Basically objective for events at least. And when a question comes, you can write objective for events is this, objective for facts is this, simpler. Then comes the facts. Facts is where the a bit technicality lies. But I have made it very simple because they are focusing on interlevel area, but questions are coming in a 5-year experience chartered accountant or final level area, 560. I'll show. So auditor's responsibility for facts which become known to the auditor after the date of audit report, before the issue of financial statements. Yeah, that is events over. Events whatever we did, finished, move it out. Then now we are talking about facts occurred during, auditor hear about this fact during this period. It is somewhere not the fact during the financial year, not the fact. He is hearing that only at this period. Auditor is hearing, management auditor. So facts, for example, audit report was issued on like June or July, audit report was issued, and financial statements after 1 month only issued. Just think. So here a very serious fraud by the senior management fraud has been known to the auditor only after the date of audit report. He is only knowing about this at this period only. Now what to do? First thing we need to do, discuss the matter with the management at TCW. Here, no, you don't have to overthink on concept, complication, anything. First question, this event, fact 1, fact 2. Just identify whatever procedure is there, just copy paste it, done, finish the answer. There is nothing over logical on this. Okay, accounting, don't think. Pull up. Then discuss the matter with the management and TCW. First, go and tell them, bro, I have heard about this fact, what is it? Ask them. Then determine whether financial statements need amendment. Tell him, I have heard about this kind of a fraud or some serious issue has happened. So are you going to amend the financial statement or not? Then inquire how management plan to address this issue in the financial statement. If they are not going to amend it, then what else are you going to do? Or if you are going to amend it, how are you going to show it in the financial statement? Is it just a disclosure, or what kind of an item it is? There is one question I will show you in the point regarding. So if management amended the financial statement, they are saying we are cutting the financial statement, some extra changes we are making. In that case, what should the auditor do? Because question comes like, it will be shown like this. Management amended, what you need to do? Management doesn't amend, is it correct? The question. So auditor should extend the audit procedures to new date of audit report. That is, when management amend the financials, we will also have to change audit report. Management financial amend, we are also changing audit report. So auditor should extend these procedures to the new date of audit report. Then either amend our old audit report, whatever we issued, because audit report is already issued. Audit report is already issued. So either you can amend the old audit report and include an additional date restricted to that amendment. The double dating, dual dating you would have heard. That's it. Date audit report. 2 dates. Old report date, new report date. That is, you are amending the old audit report and including an additional date restricted to the amendment. That is, there are extra date amendment. Then that is first option. Or your option is you can issue a new audit report including a statement like an emphasis or matter paragraph or other matter paragraph. You can mention that issue and issue a new audit report. That is your first option if management amended it. If management does not amend it, audit report is not yet provided to the management. Like financial statements problem is there. Audit report we have signed, date of audit report, but till now we have not given it to the management. That is the situation right now. So we have signed but not given to the management audit report. But financial statements problem and they are not amending it. Modify the opinion. And the audit report that last paragraph you change everything and just put the new date and give, simple. Or if audit report is already provided to the management, given, in that case, notify the TCWG not to issue it to the third parties. Public publish pannade, like ask them to make amendment, like tell them. If still they are issuing, we notified it, we threatened them, but still they are issuing, take appropriate action to prevent the reliance on audit report. Then next is, this is the case of facts which auditor came to know in this period, date of audit report, date of financial statements. Then comes the facts which auditor came to know after the issue of financial statements. You don't have to like, who came late, you don't have to like overthink on this. In the chart, whatever is written there, just keep it in mind and go. When the question comes, just identify, is it an event, is it a fact 1 or a fact 2? Write the answer. That's the only thing we need to have in mind. Because at this point of time, exam is just 20 days away. For 3 months, we could have discussed the concept of how the working, everything. But now we have to at least finish some 7 to 8 standards in 1 day. Then only we can finish it in 4 days, standards on auditing. Then comes the facts which became known to the auditor after the issue of financial statements. After the issue of financial statements. In that case, same thing, same procedure. The cut, copy, paste. Again, same procedure. So discuss with the matter with the management and TCWG. Go and tell them the matter. Then determine whether the financial statements need amendment. Enquire how management is planning to solve this issue. Okay. Then review if management has taken steps to inform about the situation to everyone in receipt of issued financial statements. Factor. So see whether management has taken steps to inform about the situation to everyone. If steps are taken, then issue a new audit report or amended audit report with emphasis of matter paragraph. If they have not taken the step, take action to prevent the reliance. This is how finally it is given in your book, like study material and all the areas, whatever books I have seen, same thing. But actually, this is how it should look like in the situation also. The situation also, if management amend the financial statement, then they have to do this. If they doesn't amend the financial statements, you have to do this. These kinds of things are there. But CA finally material everywhere, that simple procedures are shown, answer also that simple procedures are written. So if in the same PDF, this is what there is in the study material and everywhere. I have incorporated that. But if you get like any new questions when you are seeing, clarity, same thing I have written. Management amend panna what to do, not amended what to do in that case. Below it is there. Detailed, everything is there. So this is it, and let's see the questions of 560. Then we'll go with 570. 560. Ramadan and Company are the auditors of XYZ Limited. Ramadan and Company are the auditors of XYZ Limited for the year ended 31st March. Audit report for that year was signed by Ramadan and Company on for like when this question I'm reading, just either you can read yourself or listen to it and try to interpret what will be the answer, because directly reading the question and going to the answer, there is no point in this batch we are putting. Guys attending live also, please make use of the time whatever you are spending. Get the return on investment. Ramadan and Company are the auditors of this company. Then for the year ended 31st March. Audit report was issued on 4th May 4th audit report was issued. Annual general meeting was Annual general meeting was decided to be held during the month of August. Okay. On 5th, that is 5th, the audit report issued 2 days after that. The company has received a communication from the government that an amount of 5,800 crore kept pending on account of incentives pertaining to the financial year 2023-24 had been approved, and the amount would have been paid to the company before the end of May. But already audit report is signed on the May, and this money will be given to the company after the date of audit report. To a query to Chief Financial Officer of the company by the board, it was informed that this amount has not been recognized in the financial statements. But audit report already, so no problem. We are hearing this after the date of audit report. Audit report is already 4/5 signed. Audit report. So, but this is a fact which we are hearing after the date of audit report. Okay. To a query to the CFO of the financial statements, it is not adjusted. in view of the same not being released before the end of the financial year. They are saying money was not given before the end of financial year, so we are not going to adjust. But this money pertains to that financial year. So, but the answer writing is what you have to see. Namukku answer ipo mind le varum. That is there, just a conclusion. But to reach that is why we think we will get the marks, we written the conclusion, but answer will be this much. Some extra things venam. And due to uncertainty. So now, having received the amount, the board of directors wished to include this amount in the financial statements of the company. They are going to include it in the company. So on 8th, 5th, that is after 4 days of signing audit report, board amended the accounts. This was the answer in our mind. The board amended the accounts, approved the same, and requested the auditor to consider this event and issue a fresh audit report on the financial statements. Consider this event and issue a fresh audit report. They are amending, they are putting on incorporating, and please issue a fresh audit report. Analyze the issue involved and give your views as to whether or not auditor could accede to the request of board. Now you tell me the answer. It's a very easy question. Simple, direct question, but very tricky. Just see. It's very easy. You can read and tell me the answer. No problem. Like, let's take time. No worries. Because what if this kind of a question comes in MCQ or descriptive? Same question. Because obviously, I believe 560, 570 will come this attempt. That is like 540 was asked. So 560, 570 will come. If they are asking 540, mostly it will be sometimes an MCQ or something. Because 500 series has a very big standard. Now see, what is the answer? I'll just give a brief of the question. Guys attending live, tell me what will be the answer. In this, fact has occurred, well, auditor has heard about the fact after the date of issue of audit report. And management amended the financial statements. And they asked the audit report, sir, we have did everything properly. Can you issue a new audit report? And what should the auditor doing here? Why?
Because the financials have been certified.
And
the subsequent event is up to the date of issue of the audit report.
That's sub event. This is fact.
Fact, there is no event which is conditioning on the date of the end of the financial.
Fact, we are not worried about that. Fact, just any year happen panna item, we just need to hear about this. That's it. That was what we discussed. I'll just explain to you a concept. But this answer. Issue. Simple. Direct answer. That is like complication. Just see. Answer to theoretic. Fact which became known to the auditor after the date of audit report, but before the date of financial statements are issued. This is the full whatever chart I saw, directly copy pasted everything. This is the procedure auditor need to do. And end just see, after applying in the instant case, XYZ Limited Company received an amount of 5,800 crore on account of incentives pertaining to in the month after finalization of the financial statements and signing of audit report. Then we are getting all this info. But the board of directors amended the financial statements and approved the same also, and then requested the auditor, please can you amend it? Auditor to consider and issue a new audit report on this. After applying the conditions as per 560, that is checking whether all this, everything is proper, disclosure, everything is proper. After checking everything, Ramadan and company CA can issue a new audit report subject to the date of audit report. And that date should not be earlier than the date of approval of amended financial statements. Simple. They can issue direct a simple question, but don't get over confused. Simple also question may come. So here, how they have written the answer, that is what we need to understand. Because answer presentation, last time if you would have attempted audit and if you have got around 35 nearly, if your presentation was okay, you would have got 42 minimum. Pass item. Presentation than audit, people fail. Desperately fail. You have studied everything, you know the concept also, but I see a standard writing. So here see what have they written. First itself they have stated what thing it actually is. Presentation or technique. So essay or question are what essay thinks everything, like essay 560, what issue it is, everything is properly stated. Then they are explaining subsequent events has no obligation to perform any audit procedure after the date of financial statements has been issued. Okay. However, when events after the date of audit report has like the same thing, discuss the matter with the management, determine whether financial statement need amendment, and inquire how management is solving this. If management amended the financial statement, what should the auditor do? So just this chart, same thing. The audit procedure for what are the facts which auditor came to know during this period. Date of issue of audit report, then before the date of issue of financial statements. So there is the same thing. Discuss the matter with the management. The management amended the financial statements. He can, or auditor should extend the audit procedure to new thing, either amend the audit report or issue a new audit report. Same answer. But the easy question. So one we have done. Then the next question. 560 next question. Another question. This is also easy. Another question. I think this. This see. The audit report of a company, rare private. This think in your brain and exam. You should know more than writing practice. There should be a reading practice of questions which you need to do. Then only you can finish audit paper on time. If you know the actually answer of almost 90% of the questions, if you don't have reading practice, reading questions, practicing like one reading, your mind should pick up what they're asking. Don't sit in there and read 3, 4, 5 times, or 1 or 2 reading. Then only we'll have time to write the answer, because audit question now they are making novel kind of a paper. 30 page, 40 page paper they are making. So you have to keep that in mind. The audit report of Rail Limited was issued by SRM and company. This is a CA firm on 23rd July. So the audit report was issued on 23rd July. However, a case was filed against Rail Limited on 9th August. 9th August, that is after the date of issue of audit report, a case was filed with the civil court with respect to an incident occurred caused in its factory on 24th January. Event already. We are hearing about, item is coming after the date of issue of audit report. We are hearing about that. Then the future outcome of which may result into paying heavy penalty. Okay, simple. Mr. Rishabh discussed the said matter with the management, and it was determined to amend the financial statements. They are planning to amend the financial statements. Okay. Further, Rishabh inquired how the management intended to address the matter in the financial statements, and he was told that they are going to disclose it as a contingent liability. That money you are going to pay for a court case to the footnote in the balance sheet with no additional disclosure. Here you have to think literally smart. With no additional disclosure. They are going to disclose it as a contingent liability for a court case with no additional disclosure. This is management is saying that. Okay, keep in mind the management order perspective. Then comes the management told Mr. Rishabh, that is CA, that such a disclosure was enough, as he would be further going to provide the description of the said court case in the emphasis of matter paragraph. Management told it to Mr. Rishabh, bro, like we are disclosing it as a contingent liability. We are doing everything proper. Because anyways you are also going to disclose it as in the emphasis of matter paragraph, you are also going to disclose. So no additional disclosure is needed. That is what they are saying. This no additional disclosure is needed because you are going to put it in the emphasis of matter paragraph anyways. Okay. In the context of the scenario, please answer the question. What is the question? Whether Mr. Rishabh on behalf of SRM company, that is whether the CA has properly adhered to this responsibilities in accordance with SA 560. That is basically on becoming aware of the court case filed against a Rare Limited. That is what CA is doing is correct or not. Correct. CA is doing is correct. Whether questions like requirement here correct, then only you have to write the answer. Whether CA on behalf of the company has properly adhered to the responsibilities of SA 560. The SA 560 is CA doing everything properly after the date of audit report or issue he heard. So anything that occurred after the date of audit report he can consider, no problem. 23rd July audit report was issued. 9th August he is hearing about this. The problem, they are filed cases. So management amended the financial statements. They are putting the disclosure item they are planning to put contingent liability for a court case in the footnote with no additional disclosure. The management told Mr. Rishabh, and the disclosure was enough because auditor is also going to put an emphasis on matter paragraph. Okay, auditor side. Why? Financial statements. Simple. That's an answer. But the question is this: whether the contention of this auditor correct. Management is a problem. This is management is a problem here. See whether because auditor management amended the financial statements and we also giving an amended audit report. But the problem is they are saying, bro, you are putting emphasis on matter paragraph, so this much disclosure is needed, enough na. That is a problem. That's the problem. In SA 700 is what is applicable here. 560 plus 700. That answer framing we have to see whether the contention of management is correct. The two question, two separate answer we have to write. Two separate, I think that returns to which question was this? First question last per SA 560, subsequent event order the same. Whatever chart same thing they have copy paste, discuss the matter with the management, determine other. And you also don't have to write this much. Just the content essence that these points should come. These points give you almost 2 marks or 1 mark minimum. Then here Mr. Rishabh has properly adhered to his responsibilities as per SA 560. He is okay. But just see, as per SA 706, emphasis of matter paragraph and other matter paragraph in the audit report, and emphasis of matter paragraph is not a substitute for disclosure in the financial statement. Management is saying, bro, we are not going to disclose anymore. We are just putting a contingent liability because you are disclosing it as the emphasis of matter. It's not, that is not correct. Disclosure in financial statement. So in the given case, management has presumed that auditor was going to provide the emphasis of matter paragraph in his amended audit report. There was no further need to provide any additional disclosure about the case. The said contention of the management is not valid. Emphasis of matter paragraph cannot be issued as a substitute. And in the first case, in the given case, on becoming aware of the court case filed by Rare Limited, Mr. Rishabh discussed the matter with the management. He discussed the matter and that they were going to amend the financial statement. So he enquired how management is going to solve it. Then thus it can be said that Rishabh has properly adhered to his responsibilities in 560 on becoming aware. But logically common thing when we are thinking is a problem. If management is not doing the disclosure properly, how can we say like auditor duty? They should have checked whether management has done it properly. But I see the answer has not mentioned. So there is ambiguity in the question. So when you are having this kind of a doubt in the answer, right, then write ambiguity. If IC is considering this assumption, this answer may be correct. That is the ambiguity in this question. You also will think, I will also think, how can auditor be correct when management is saying we are not going to give the additional disclosures? That's a problem, but ICA has written this. And you copy the question. Extra size. And they are like last, I just checked with the previous, this is May 26 study material. I checked with the May Jan 25 study material, whatever they have released. Otherwise, this question is there. So when they are revising it to the next, at least they should have added a doubt in the, or other sentence to solve our doubt also, something they would have added in the note. How auditor will be correct here. Let's see, question the trick, just anything whether they have mentioned some tricky points. Mr. Rishabh discussed the matter with the management. It was determined that amended the finances. Further, Mr. Rishabh inquired how the management intended to solve this issue, to which he was told that they are going to disclose it as contingent liability for a court case to the footnote in the balance sheet with the note. He was told about this. Actually, he should have told like you should have given additional disclosure. Don't trust on my emphasis of matter paragraph. That should be the common logically the correct answer. But I see a study material problem. But if this same question cut copy paste vanda, is the right one. Suggested answer will be this. And ambiguity, like if IC is considering this assumption, this answer can be correct, like that also you can mention. And don't like ella question le adu madri mention, don't put. So it means that you are just MCQ option madri adallagi idu correct. No, don't do it. Then 561 is done. Then another question is like the 560. CA Shobit is conducting an audit of XYZ Limited for the year 22-23. The company is engaged in export of handicraft items in Europe. Okay. CA Shobit is conducting the audit of company and company is engaged in export. Audit is nearing the completion in the month of July. However, it becomes known to Shobit that one of the overseas buyers has made a legal claim against the company on 1st June. Report is going to be finalized only on July. So audit report is not yet issued. He is hearing about this, that buyer has made a claim. However, it becomes known to Shobit that one of the buyer had made a claim against the company on 1st June. 1st June he is hearing about this for injury caused to a customer buyer due to substandard dyes used in the rugs of something on August. August the item was there. Before the condition was existing on August, and other item auditor is becoming known on legal claim. the management of the company has decided to agree to an out-of-court settlement of 4 crore to protect its reputation. Out-of-court settlement they are going. Financial statement of the company are silent on this issue. Discuss how Shobit should proceed to deal with above. Legal claim, subsequent event. Legal claim is there, and the management is going to have an out-of-court settlement of 4 crore to protect its reputation. Auditor enna panna? Tell me, what do you think? See, very easy. Request the management to give a written representation. First, 580. See, in the given case, auditor came to know about the legal claim against the company before the issue of audit report. Audit report condition was already existing on 31st March that die or buyer or something was there. So it has come to his knowledge that management of the company has agreed for 4 crore out of court settlement. This is an example of subsequent event between this date. Then auditor shall request the management and TCWG to provide a written representation in accordance with this, that all events proper, all events occurring after the date of financial statement, they have no, like this one, subsequent event order procedure. So here, whatever procedure is coming, obtain a written representation that all events, this procedure they have written. When you are framing the answer, first of all, write in the procedures there. Then or procedure, each procedure, whatever is relevant to the question, take and explain. Then, if you see ask the written representation that all the events occurring subsequent to the date of financial statements for which applicable financial reporting framework require adjustment have been disclosed or adjusted. Then CA Shobit should ensure that appropriate adjustments and disclosures are made by the management. In the absence of the same, he should consider the impact of the thing. So here question, it is not mentioned whether management is disclosed or not disclosed. They are just said management out of court settlement he is going. It is not mentioned whether management disclose it or not. So don't take any assumption. Just say, as per the situation, if management is disclosing, see whether management is doing it properly, then auditor can issue the report. Same thing. Diplomatic answer. CA Shobit should ensure that appropriate adjustments and disclosures are made by management. In the absence of the same, he should consider the impact. He should make sure management has checked all the things. Management has did all the disclosure. That is the first thing he need to make sure. They are, see how I say wants answer from you. This is a procedure. When you get a question, normally what people will do, they will write this procedure. I say don't want this procedure there. They want you to explain each procedure. In the procedure explain, say, perform audit procedure to ensure that all events have been identified. Auditor should consider the risk assessment. If subsequent events identified, see whether it is appropriately reflected in the financial statement. So there what it is said, see whether management has properly adjusted it. In the point that they mentioned. This point is also mentioned, written representation also mentioned. And this point, see whether it is appropriately reflected in the financial statements. If yes, then do accordingly. If no, change the opinion. That is the answer written there. So, this madri is, you have to frame the answer. So, when the question comes, I know it is hard for people to think which answer will be, how to frame the other. 100% it is complicated. But what I would suggest, matters a minute, we can issue a new audit report. Yes, go with me. So, when a question comes, basic or simple understanding I am saying, in the procedure at the right first. Subsequent events, so what item, whatever procedure you know, write the procedure and explain each procedure and the question order requirement. That is the best way. So if I say once point by answer, your answer is there. If I say once a question linkage answer also, your answer is there. No way that you will lose marks. At least if I will have 4. Okay, 560 almost done. Yeah. Okay, then what is it? And you told me like one doubt is there, 299. Which question is it? Booklet. Let me see, 299 if I have it, chapter number 2. Test your knowledge 5. The question. This M and test your understanding. Okay. You test your understanding. Let me see. This is 5th. This is 5th. Like the 5th. 5th is where is 5th? This one, right? Let's see. 4 audit firms like the GPR, MKS, CY and DES have been appointed for conducting the statutory audit of KNB Bank. Okay. A public sector bank in accordance with the regulatory guidelines. Done. The professional work was divided by the audit firms on the basis of, guys in live, this is essay 299 one question. On the the professional work was divided by the audit firm on the basis of zones of bank. Bank order zones work divided. However, work relating to IT systems and controls was not allocated by them due to its very nature. See, professional work was divided by the audit firm on the basis of zones of bank. Okay. Professional work was divided. However, work relating to IT system work was not allocated by them due to its very nature. Okay. While planning the above common work area, it was decided to test the IT general controls, so the automated environment, IT general controls, application controls and IT dependent controls. Planned key audit procedure relating to this common area also include testing the design operating effectiveness of controls. Okay. The actual audit procedure pertaining to test of control over batch processing were performed by team of DES associates. In case work in relation to the above audit procedure is not performed professionally by DES, discuss where responsibility for such labs would lie in line with SA 299. So basically, 4 auditors was there. Or work that is a common area. This is what I understood, that common work area. Common work area work, the actual audit procedure pertaining to test of control over batch processing, where it was performed by DES. So they are asking, 4 auditors were there, one common area was that, and one common area work actually should be performed by all of them. But it is performed by only one person, like one team, DES. So the question is, discuss where the responsibility for such labs would lie in line with SA 299. What I believe, another point, all of them are single. All of them are normally varna. But all of them normally is an obvious answer. But even though the responsibility, whatever work is performed by someone, other responsibility even though they are not given to him. Common audit area. But see, the answer is like what I say has said. Because there is one point in the, like yesterday we did similar question. Common audit area. Common audit area, everyone equal responsibility varanam. But the 299 order violation madri. That was? Oh, this was allocated. This was not. Let's see. Answer. What I said is the answer. Like an. That's reason. This was other chinna because this one doubt. That is what we call interpretation of the sentences of ICI. Common logical, common audit area, common common responsibility. But common responsibility when it is performed by everyone commonly. Common audit area, that's performed only by one. That's the responsibility. Because there is a sentence in your book, somewhere it is there. Individual auditor should be, yesterday 299. Individual auditor is responsible for any work performed by him. Sentence. That assumption they are writing this answer. Common audit area. But that perform another one person. Either common audit area work divide okay. Common audit area. Correct. Like whatever you are thinking is also correct. Commonly correct. The common sense is correct. But ICA just based on one line or line illa. Like individual work he has a responsibility for that individual work line they are making this question. Assumption 1, assumption 2. Like I'll show you that sentence. I thought interpret. I think like yesterday we discussed it. 299. 299. What assumption like that? This evideo or item irukku. Ellarum equal responsible. When decision is taken by all the joint auditors. Whoever is performing the work, that's a performance issue on the personal responsibility. That's common sense wrong. What I'm saying is common sense wrong. But ICA or sentence, I've seen these kinds of many questions. Similar pattern. That is why I immediately said ICA would think about that answer only. 100% I'll say you why it is, why they have said. Joint auditor shall discuss and document nature of common and specific allotted areas and shall communicate easily. Joint auditor shall obtain work allocation document shall be signed. Work allocation document helps in avoiding dispute. Okay. Your sentence is there. Let's see. Where is that sentence? I'll pick that sentence and I'll show to you. This is actually the work allocated to him we have written. That's particularly allocated. But ICA is taking it is an individual responsibility of each joint auditor to study and evaluate the controls and assessment of risk to the areas of work allocated to the said joint auditor. They are saying. But in the provisional basis, they are saying about that thing. There work allocated, but work was common audit area, but on the work actually performed by that one person, and the assumption they are giving that answer. Responsibility, the major responsibility, that is what we are saying. Like 3 common audit area was there, and one auditor was basically performing the common audit area, and because of the auditor problem, some issue got not noticed and some future problem, first responsibility is he is the number 1 culprit. Joint audit responsible, but first responsibility major problem. That is how the thing goes on this. This is ambiguity area, this one area. That is why I told 299. Not only this, some other areas also I have seen. This is mostly when it comes when CA inter students ask doubts. I like get to chinna doubt. How was it? Like very confusion. Sorry. In the sentence, decision taken by all the joint auditors under the audit planning in respect of common audit area. Common audit area or audit planning decisions. All joint auditors are responsible only in respect of the decision concerning the nature, timing, and extent of audit procedures agreed upon them. Avangalku mere enna procedure agree pannittu adukku avanga responsible. Here common decision everything is taken by ellarume, but and the work is basically done by that DES. Appo major responsibility DES. How they have written the answer, let's see. I think I would answer I have cut from this test your knowledge answer 250, 251, 252 test understanding, which was the question 5. In respect of the common area, the joint auditors are only responsible for appropriateness of nature, timing, and extent of planned audit procedure agreed upon them. That same sentence they have used. Avanga mele enna procedure irukko adukku than avanga responsible. What audit procedure they took, they did. The responsibility of individual execution lies with the joint, that concerned joint auditor. That is a rule. Common sense, when we think the common audit area, everyone responsible, we'll think, but this one inside clause is there. That is why I told, yesterday we discussed the same thing, but that is why I told you 299 is not a chin essay. We will only think 402, 540, your 800 series has some complicated essay. No, if essay 560 is a complicated essay, 570 is also a complicated essay if you dig deep. That is why CA final level, inter level answer writing and we can go. So this is it. So this is a good question. And in the instant case, audit procedures relating to the testing, design and operating effectiveness of the controls over computer operations, including backup, was planned jointly as a common audit area. Planned jointly. However, audit procedure relating to testing was done by DES, done by GES, or even though these were planned jointly. In case of any lapses in performing such a procedure, DES would be responsible. Confusing. Hope you got clarity. Just please memorize, mind this exact sentence. If they wanted to ask 299, mostly this question may come. Because only people gets confused. Common audit area, everyone writes, LRM responsible, gone. Mostly the MCQ, like 5 marks, I don't think it will come, but this sentence order basis, MCQ may come, or 2 marks. Same thing. Same thing. I forgot. That's work allocated. This work unallocated. Unallocated, if they want to frame it, this frame pannala. LRM may get confused. That is why ICA basically everyone goes behind RTP, MTP, lot of questions എല്ലാം അതൊക്കെ ചുമ്മാ അടിച്ചു വിടരുത്. ബട്ട് ബേസിക്കലി സ്റ്റഡി മെറ്റീരിയലിൽ ടെസ്റ്റ് യുവർ അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് നോളജ് ഇതിലെ ബേസിസിലെ ദേ മേ അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് യു വിൽ ഗെറ്റ് അറൌണ്ട് 30 മാർക്സോടെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഫ്രം സിമിലർ ടു ദിസ് പാറ്റേൺ. അന്ന് 30 മാർക്സ് ഇസ് വാട്ട് വിൽ ടേക്ക് യു പാസ്, ഫസ്റ്റ് പാസ് ആകുമ്പോൾ. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് വൈ ഐ ആം ഫോക്കസിങ്. എല്ലാവരും ലീവ് ആ സ്റ്റഡി മെറ്റീരിയൽ, ബട്ട് സ്റ്റഡി മെറ്റീരിയൽ ഈസ് the key factor. Now, is there any pending question to list? 570 is there. 580 we have. 580 I hope everyone knows. Chennai standard. Nothing is there very complicated in the presentation. But for Chennai, we will take 570 now. 570 because bigger standard. 570 le make sure you are studying inter knowledge. Inter knowledge le question is coming, not final, but application level final. Same content but application finally. Obviously when everyone is studying about 570, two terms comes to their mind: uncertainty, going concern. Actually moon irukku: material uncertainty, normal uncertainty and going concern. This is a differentiation because the small thing but answer marid if you are unable to identify it correctly, because it is a deeper area. So basically a business has three phases. This is just conceptual clarity. After this we will look forward to other things. So SA 570 going concern, we have three phases. First phase is what we call uncertainty. Uncertainty means it's just normal uncertainty. Every business has uncertainty, everyone. So same thing, normal doubts about company's future. See, company sold goods of 1 lakh, now a doubt whether money will be received or not. Normal, every business at 31st March, a lot of debtors will be there. Everyone is uncertain whether money will be received or not. So it's just a financial statement, you have to prepare it in going concern basis itself, no problem. It's just normal uncertainty for every business. And 570, if you just listen, you don't have to revise also. The mind 570, 580, 505, everything is like that. 560 you have to study. That's memorization. Then comes material uncertainty. It is a bad thing. Uncertainty becoming material. For example, in 2020, Baiju, which year Baiju got completely finished? 23 year. Like liquidation year. Imagine it is 23. Hypothetical. So 2022 phase is there, or 2021 company is having uncertainty. Like lot of people are coming and complaining against Baiju. Court case, customers are asking a refund, employees no money is there to pay off. So but still going concern is not affected, because how anga going concern affected how we will differentiate. When I get a question, how will you differentiate whether material uncertainty, going concern, differentiate? These are minute areas where question judgment changes. So differentiation factor is audit order judgment. First, common sense. When we ask manager, bro, if low problems are there in your company, no one is paying money, salary, very big issues are going. So ultimately, I am thinking your going concern is gone. So management will say, no sir, we did a preliminary assessment on this on 31st March, that date we did a preliminary assessment and we have a plan to solve this. A plan. Auditor will hear, okay, what tell me your plan? How are you going to pay off this much debt? How are you planning to survive in the market? So management will say, sir, we have tied up with a VC and we are planning to issue some shares, or we are tied up with some bank, a bank is going to give some loan, or we are going to sell the assets and finish it, or anything, internal reconstruction, they are trying to correct it. So they are saying basically, if that answer is okay, common sense, judgmentally, if it is okay, we can also assume that material uncertainty only, going concern is not yet affected. First of all, we will ask based on our doubt, they will give us the answer. If that answer is okay for us, namma professional judgmentally, if it is okay, then auditor can go with that. And one more core important thing, if auditor went with that and tomorrow company Baiju gone, people cannot file any case against auditor, because auditor cannot predict future events. Inherent limitations, we are only giving reasonable assurance, inherent limitation, inter-level. Conceptually, this is the only concept mind level. Then another thing which you have to learn from this is which audit opinion to give in which circumstances. Done. Baki whatever is coming inside is memorization, like just procedure other than concept is this much, concept clarity is this much. So material uncertainty is there. That is, there are issues that create a significant doubt, normal doubt, the significant doubt about company's ability to continue as a going concern. It is a significant doubt only. Not 100% going concern pogale. Still it is a significant doubt. Going concern is not yet gone. So management still believes company is a going concern. They may have planned to revive the company. So example, company lost a major customer, 80% customer. But management has genuine plans to solve this. That is what there is one company. You have seen a lot of companies where only 1 or 2 customers are there. But they are buying almost bulky products. Imagine I am having a company and I have a buyer as government. Kerala government or Tamil Nadu government. I only have 2 buyers. Fulla. And I am producing some medical kit for both the governments, Tamil Nadu General Hospitals and Kerala Hospitals. And 80% of my production is purchased by Tamil Nadu. Suddenly, Tamil Nadu ministry changed and suddenly a new ministry came and that ministry, someone friend is now, the tender angulku poite, court poite. Basically, I'm gone. But here also going concern is not yet, I can say, okay, when auditor is asking, auditor will ask, bro, 80% customer is gone, what will you do? I will say, I still have 20% customer. To run the operations, I'm having money. 20% money which I can run my operations. I'll cut down the salaries, everything. I'll run the operation. Remaining customer, I'll try to catch Andhra or I'll catch Karnataka. If that answer is okay for auditor, done. No problem. That is, management has genuine plan. This is what you need to write as an answer. Question manna. Management plan genuine and you have to evaluate. That is your brilliance. Or company is in heavy loss and loan repayment upcoming is there, bigger loan repayment, everything. But management says they have a funding next month or some other things they move. So in this case, like going concern is still there. So financial statements management can prepare in going concern, but this situation like you have to add a paragraph, you have to add a material uncertainty paragraph in the audit report. Material uncertainty paragraph. In this case, just financial statements okay going concern. Here going concern plus material uncertainty paragraph also you need to add. Then comes the third phase, that is worst phase, going concern is affected, company is gone. In that case, company stopped operation fully and it's under the liquidation and management plans to, no plans is there for the management to revive the business. In that case, financial statement should be prepared on liquidation basis, like LMA write off panna value, you have to do it. That is assets that are written down to realizable value, liability at settlement value. Done. This is one concept. Then this is simply easy. Then comes management or responsibility in this. When a question is coming, sometimes management or responsibility they have not fulfilled. That will be the content of the question. You will have to then write what are management's responsibilities and they have not fulfilled it, like that you have to write. Okay. So in the situation, the management's responsibility in going concern. Management has a responsibility to assess entity's ability to continue as going concern. Management or responsibility. Primary responsibility is management order. Before they make financial statements, assess whether company is actually a going concern. Then make it in going concern, else make it in whatever liquidation return. So first they need to do this. Then once that is done, for that management will make judgments. For making in the assessment making, management will make a lot of judgments about the future events and conditions. They will make some judgments. Factors to consider in making this judgment. That is to management has the responsibility to assess entity's ability. For that management will make some judgment. That is future management judgment only they can make. So when they are making the judgment, they will consider these things. That is Desi judgment. Desi means degree of uncertainty. They will check what is the uncertainty, that is outcome of all the events we did. Then size and complexity of the entity, how big the entity is. We are losing 80% customer. So our entity is very big. So compared to that, what is this? Like that you will assess. Then any judgment about the future is based on the information available at that time at which judgment is made. This one sentence is just like that 299 or one complicated sentence we made, right? In those sentences they can make one question because they will frame a question that on whenever management is making the assessment, they knew about something and other basis they made adjustment. But next 2 days some other information came, but management is not ready to change that assessment or something like that. So in the case, make sure any judgment of failure in future is based on whatever info is done available at that date. Today management is making an assessment, judgment. In the management, whatever info is available, if management has checked all that and then made the assessment, management is correct. That's mind level. Don't say management is wrong there. This one sentence is keep in mind. Then, yeah, assist extent of matters amended. Correct, Soumya and Gautami. Then comes auditor's responsibilities and objectives of auditor. Auditor responsibility, the management or responsibility. Auditor's responsibilities. Obtain sufficient audit evidence regarding appropriateness of management's use of going concern and conclude whether material uncertainty exists about entity's ability to continue as going concern. Means First see, management properly going concern assumption using is appropriate or not. Actually going concern illa. They have used going concern. If it is not appropriate, we have to check that. First thing. And conclude whether first check going concern irukka illa. Second check, okay, going concern is there any material uncertainty? Second phase, bad phase. Worst phase irukka illa, first we are checking. Secondly, is there a material uncertainty? Konjam kuda severe problem irukka. That thing. Then report as per SA 570. Because once we know this, we can report as per 570. Simple. Then auditor cannot, this is the matter. Audit, this is also one key area where question may be framed. Auditor cannot predict the future events. So absence of reference to material uncertainty about entities going concern in audit report cannot be viewed as a guarantee to entities ability as continuous going concern, because we cannot predict future. So in our audit report we are saying company is a going concern, but tomorrow company poite, nobody can come and blame us. So this is also an MCQ or descriptively they can frame. This one sentence and this one sentence is only a tricky area. Baki ellam direct, very easy. Then what are the risk assessment procedures in relation to SA 570? How will we identify the risks? I think this is not there in normal final books, but interle, if you whatever material you have, you can check if this is there, good. Ilana, you have to study this, because when 570 is questions I will show. So you need to have some content in your mind to write. Writing some content you need to have. So keep that in mind. Yeah. Then, when performing risk assessment procedure as per SA 315, when we are performing risk assessment procedure, auditor has to consider whether events or conditions exist that may cast a significant doubt on going concern. First thing we need to check is that. Then, in doing so, when you are doing 315 first stage of audit. First stage when you are doing 315, auditor has to consider whether events or condition exist that may cast a significant doubt. That is, first stage you have to consider whether going concern is there or not. You have to do it. In doing so, that is in your assessment, auditor assessment, first thing, see whether management has performed a preliminary assessment. Actually, before making financial statements, management should do an assessment whether company has going concern or not. Then only they should make it. So once they gave us the financial statements, now we are making an assessment. Adile first thing we are considering is whether management and assessment made or not. That's first we will check. First thing, if preliminary assessment is performed, management has performed preliminary assessment, discuss the matter with the management and then a problem or any issues there or not, and determine whether management has identified any event that affect going concern. Simple. If so, what is management's plans to address them? Everything. Then if preliminary assessment is not performed, they have not performed the preliminary assessment. Discuss with the management the basis for preliminary assessment perform. Then how can you say that you are having going concern? I put the financial statements. Like simple, you can ask it. That's simple thing. Discuss with the management the basis for intended use of going concern. Enquire management whether any events or conditions exist that affect this. So auditor has to remain alert throughout audit for any events that affect the going concern. So this is auditor order risk assessment procedure relating to this. Without a basis also question can come. If question comes, 570, 315. Understand it, you have to make sure. And when tomorrow show you a presentation, I need to obtain a written representation from management whether they, as an auditor, I will ask that. Show. Then additional procedures are also there. What are the additional procedures when events are identified? Events are identified. We are checking for any events. Events identified. Understand the question first, then learn the answer. Events identified. What should we do? Okay. If events or conditions are identified, that may cast a significant doubt on entity's ability to continuous going concern. If events or conditions has been identified, auditor has to obtain audit evidence to determine whether a material uncertainty exists. In doing so, procedure auditor has to do are. These are the procedures auditor has to do if any event is identified. If any issue that is affecting the going concern is identified, these are the procedure he need to check. First thing, if the assessment is not performed by management, request management to do it. Simple. Then events, evaluate management or a plan for future action. You identified an event that is affecting going concern. And actually the going concern or material uncertainty and you have to define. First you will ask management, have you done the assessment? Yes, assessment done. Have you identified something? Yes, identified something. Okay, what is your plan to solve it? What is your plan 2? What is your plan for the future action? And is it feasible? You will check. Is it feasible or not? Will the outcome of these plans improve situation? Della nama judgment. You have to like study in this order. Conceptually only audit will work. Audit is a practical subject. Audit is not a theoretical subject. Except, I mean, standards is a practical subject. Other chapters are theory. You can memorize only digital audit, practical, you don't need to study anything. Then if, and ethics also. Ethics is practical, like you study GST, tax, you have to study. Because why I'll say audit is the toughest subject. Because you take GST or DT. There you don't have to memorize anything, just in the TDS rate only. Everything else you just need to understand in your mind. Understand, you don't have to study also. If you are good at watching lectures on marathon, hearing ability in the marathon or like YouTube revision video path, you can take it, GST and DT. Audit or accounts or AFM, like AFM or FRUC, there you don't have any theory to study, just the index or introduction material is only few things are there to study, else full of practical. So your brain is aligned that way. DT everything understanding way. Audit is the only subject where you have to memorize plus understand plus practical subject. That is why audit is the problem. If they are just a theory subject, CA internal madri, if it's just a straight theory subject, very easy, chuma memorize panni to go finish. That is not the subject. Subject marita. That is why audit future the subject pidichu. So, but the conceptually understand then if you are going with slight memorization techniques, then the subject is easy and work required is very high. And also I'll say one thing, one technique that helped me to retain auditing. Auditing study, but they will not retain auditing. It is staying in touch with the subject. Rather than recalling many times, you recall, like imagine you have 20 days now. You are studying one essay, 570 or any tough essay or studying. Normally what you will do, study whole day, next day morning you try to recall, that's work. That's mind. Because mind it is not there. You have seen that page only one time. So rather than recalling, first day when you are studying, at the end of the day, just revisit what you studied once more. Then next day also just revisit it once more. Like studying takes 1 hour. For 2 pages, 1 hour you take. Revisiting takes 1 minute. That revisit 2-3 times. Put it into your head first. Then try to take it out. Like detailed how these things work. I have made one video on like my YouTube channel. Or this THARUN'S Brainery also like one week munadi I made a CA final guidance something like how to study CA final audit. Everything is mentioned. So please go with that approach, because I also had this memory problem, but not a problem solved either. I got the knack how to study audit. The knack the subject easy. Because if your articleship was really good, then you'll understand all of these things. Common sense understand. So if assessment is not performed, request management to do it. Evaluate what is the management plan for the future action. Then is it feasible? Will the outcome of these plans improve the situation? Straight ask. If entity has prepared a cash flow forecast, analyze it, because we need to know what are the expected cash flow in the next year. Because hope you would know, for a business the most important document is cash flow, not P&L. Same thing. Cash flow you have to see. Cash flow forecast you will see. Evaluate the reliability of data used to prepare it. In the cash flow forecast we can predict anything. In like projected financial statements we are making 5 crore, 10 crore profit. We will do it. So forecast also they can do it. But as an auditor, when you are checking, in the data basis they are saying this. What database they are saying this, you have to check that. Is there adequate support for the assumption of the forecast? This forecasted assumption, is there adequate support? Because this is a question. All these things are minute questions that can come, because they may give company has a material kind of uncertainty situation like that. They will not mention is it a material uncertainty or going concern, and management prepared a cash flow forecast, but they have just basically made it through some assumptions. So as an auditor, what is your responsibility? You will simply write evaluate the cash flow forecast and leave. No, in that situation, the cash first our duty is analyze the cash flow forecast. Then I will have to check the reliability of data used to this. And I will also check whether there is adequate support for this assumption. If adequate support is not there, then I will not allow it. Like that you have to write. Whether any additional information or facts are available after the date of assessment. Management did this preliminary assessment on one day. Adukapparam anything that affected, check that. Then request a written representation from management and TCWG. Get a written representation from them. Very easy. On their plans for the future action and its feasibility. That is this written representation. That is what are they planning for the future. They are saying they will get some funding. They are in talks with Sequoia Capital. Funded. Okay, just write it in a paper and give it to me. So that future loan, I don't have a problem. Written representation, get it. So these things you have to memorize. Memorize like a step by order. Mind. First preliminary assessment of the performed preliminary assessment. What I need to do like that. Mind level. Then example of audit procedure when events or conditions identified that may cast a significant doubt. Example of audit procedure. You can read like this is basic things. Doubt riga. Yes. Backing, madam. Like that is what we are saying. See, we have to check the feasibility. Management or plan and our feasibility check. That is, they are saying we are going to get a fund from Sequoia Capital. Okay, when they are giving the written representation, I need to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. Written representation is not a sufficient appropriate audit evidence alone. It is just a supporting document. So they have a question they may frame. Just see, management is saying they are planning to get a funding from another company. So what is auditor's responsibility in this regard? Management gave a written representation also, and auditor trusted that, and auditor thinks that it is feasible. Is it auditor correct? No, written representation alone is not a sufficient appropriate audit evidence. As an auditor, it is our duty to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. Done. This is how tricky question comes, where students who memorize and go plunk, completely go there. So you have to check, is it feasible? What is the management plan to solve this? This is feasible, it's our judgment, professional judgment. Whatever you want, you can write. My professional judgment is correct. Okay. So done. Then this is just an example of procedure. You can just read it. Nothing very important. Now comes the most important part. If going concern question is coming, opinion will definitely be there. This one chart is more than enough. Ellame covered. This opinion. And I think 570, 560 will come. One of that will come. That is why I'm making you learn this more. 560, 570, then and 580 also. High chances are, but 580 is very easy. I will solve the questions of 580. Written representations. Yeah, implications for audit report. See, if going concern basis of accounting is inappropriate, company order going concern basis of accounting is inappropriate. That is, they going concern, like actually going concern is not there. They have taken going concern. Obviously, adverse opinion, fully wrong. Give adverse opinion, done. Then if going concern is appropriate, that means company's actually going concern is there, but a material uncertainty exists. Serious issue. If material uncertainty is disclosed in the financial statements, material uncertainty, management has disclosed it. So management side everything is correct. In that case, give an unmodified opinion, because management side is correct. There was a problem and they disclosed the problem honestly. So give unmodified opinion. And in audit report, include a separate section with the heading material uncertainty section, and to draw the attention, don't just write this much and come. No, mark this also you have to write. I'll show you suggested answer. Okay. So material uncertainty relating to going concern, to draw the attention of the to draw the attention to the note in financial statements, state that these events and conditions indicate a material uncertainty relating to going concern, and also this one, auditor opinion is not modified in respect of this matter. This you have to keep in mind, memorized. Then comes, if material uncertainty is not adequately disclosed. Material uncertainty is there. Going concern is appropriate. Going concern is a problem, but material uncertainty exists and they have not disclosed it. So management side is wrong. Give qualified or adverse. Audit order judgment, give depending upon the pervasiveness of the misstatement. Give. In basis for qualified or adverse opinion section, basis state that material uncertainty exists and financial statements has not disclosed it adequately. Simple. Then next one more thing. If going concern is affected and management prepared financial statements in liquidation basis, what to give? Unmodified opinion. Done. Ella area may covered now. That is also written. If someone got any doubt on that, you should not be a CA. First thing, if going concern is affected and management prepared financial statements in liquidation basis, unmodified opinion should be given, because there is a problem and they have disclosed the problem. So what is the point? Correct. If going concern basis still they make a give adverse opinion. Simple. Then if management has not done the preliminary assessment, then on what basis they made a financial statements? Give a qualified or disclaim opinion. You should not even check the audit. Disclaim done. So we are done. Comparative with yeah. So now we will see some questions on this. Okay. 570, 560, 570. Mudit and associates. This is 570. One more question was there. 570. Two questions was there. Okay. This first we will look at a smaller question. Airlift. The company Airlift carrying on the business of passenger transportation by air is running into the continuous financial losses as well as reduction in sales due to stiff competition. Company problem is there. Financial statements for the year ended 31st March are now being finalized. Management is quite uncertain as to its ability to continue in the near future and has informed the auditor that it has seized on this matter. It had constituted a committee, that is, company problem is there, material uncertainty problem is there, and here is the key: management is quite uncertain as its ability to continue near the future. They don't know going concern or material uncertainty, we don't know. And has informed the auditor also. Management correct. And management has constituted a committee to study this aspect and give suggestions for recovery. Okay. If any, okay, from this bad situation, okay, till the study is completed, according to the management, the issue involves uncertainty as ability to continue as a going concern and informs auditor that the fact of uncertainty clamping on going concern would suitably be disclosed in the notes. They will disclose it in notes. State the reporting requirement, if any, in the independent auditor's report in this matter. Management side correct. All problem told the auditor committee, but the answer presentation see. Answer common sense answer is same, but answer presentation high. See, reporting requirements of going concern. As per say 570, auditor concludes that the use of going concern basis of accounting is appropriate. Same 570 provisions you are just writing. All the provisions of 570 you write, disclose clearly everything. Then you have to put a material uncertainty paragraph. All those things you are writing. Then comes, in this situation, in the instant case, Aircraft Limited is running into a continuous financial loss and they created a committee to study this aspect. Auditor should disclose about material uncertainty and express unmodified opinion, and his audit report shall include a separate section under the head material uncertainty, draw the attention and also indicate his opinion is not modified. Simple, direct, straight question, correct answer question, but see, this is presentation. Don't just write the opinion and come material uncertainty paragraph. That's why we are having material uncertainty paragraph. State auditor's opinion is not modified. All this presentation should come. Else mark. Everything, this point will have 1 mark. Idhukku mele 1 mark may be there. Material uncertainty opinion, whatever you are writing, adhukku 1 mark may be there. Yeah. So that is done. Then one good question. See, this is easy question, I think. Mudit and Associate is appointed as statutory auditors of GRF Private Limited for the financial year. The company is into the business of health club. CAM is the engagement partner for the audit. CAM observed the following points while auditing. Auditing, this many points he observed. Simple. Customer base is reducing continuously due to the tough competition. See, whenever ICA gives lines like this, there is point. When you write the answer, each point is answer. That is a suggestion you have to give. Remember like that. That is how the percentage. That's chinna tips, but sometimes it can make a 2 mark difference. 38 to 40 or 58 to 60. Difference is this 2 marks. Some Mudit and Associates is appointed as a statutory auditor of GRF. This is the problems that the company is facing. Customer base is reducing continuously due to tough competition and discount war existing in the market. Customer is going down. Payment of creditors are delayed and interest issue. Company has not been able to pay the salary and staff. Then key financial ratios of the company like a current ratio, debt to service coverage ratio, the ratios are in red. Okay. Company has requested its banker to provide it with additional working capital. Company is requesting bank, but bank rejected it. Bank is not concerned. So company ellam is gone. Basically, like everything is gone. What? But the question is going concern. Question C. What audit procedure should be followed in CA mode considering the above circumstances as per SA 570? How the auditor should deal if the use of going concern basis of accounting is appropriate, but material uncertainty exists and adequate disclosure is also given. Straight on the chart, whatever point is you have to write. When you read this question, normally what you will write? You will write the going concern provision and the chart whatever is there, like company element disclosed properly, so unmodified opinion, whatever opinion, then other material uncertainty paragraph. But 5 marks you get 3 marks. 2 marks extra is for linking answer towards the question. That is, you have to write in the situation what all things you will evaluate. I will evaluate whether why bank is not giving the loan. That is what you need to write there. Then customer base is reducing. I will see why customer base is reducing. How will it improve? Is there, what is management plan to address it? That is like, don't be ashamed to write it. But main points write and highlight. All these other things write to cook up something. Earlier it was direct 5 marks, 5 points. That was a trick in auditing. But right now, 5 major points you have to write, underline, keep it. That is the scorer. But additional 1 or 2 marks comes from linkage. But suggested answer mostly not very high marks, nothing will be there. Or 1 mark or 1.5 mark, but 1 mark for every question you are losing. 20 questions are not gone 20. So what was the question number 7? Yeah, 7, 6. See, this is the question. Ask for say 570. Your answer C. But you don't have to write this much. It's practical, but at least half of this should be written. And when you are writing, like yesterday, like I showed the paper like to you, one sentence or 1 para when it's over, give 1 or 2 space. Then only go write and down, because else clutter will be there. First page is super. It will be clutter and very hard for people to read, because now when I am reading students' paper, I know how hard it is to read and understand the paper. But for me, because it is my duty and my students are there, I will check and evaluate and give. But for a person who is getting them 200 rupee, 300 rupee for 1 paper, why should he check that much? I will just tuck move. Keywords highlighting. If your answer is even bad, if your English is, especially if your English and writing skills are bad, obviously write the keywords, highlight it that deep, so that adhe padichittu mark cheyirittu. So as per SA 570, you have to write the provisions of going concern. Then comes where management has not yet performed the assessment of entity's ability, request management to do it on the provision. If that is audit procedure. See, here we learned this one. Going concern. Inventory. Audit procedure, if not yet performed the assessment, ask them to perform the assessment. That is additional procedure when events and conditions are identified. The situational issue is identified. Here, risk assessment procedure is this. Don't miss up 2 things. Events pudichitana, this is the procedure. This is risk assessment procedure. 2 things. Before you assess, like when you start auditing, you have to perform this. But this, when you identify some event, don't miss it. And this example also just write when events or conditions like analyze and discuss company cash flow, profit. This is just 2 extra points which you can write to answers. It's good. So the answer C, where management has not yet performed the assessment, ask them to perform the assessment. Then evaluate management or a plan for future action. The book same answer. Not yet performed the assessment, ask them. Then where the entity has preferred a cash flow forecast, that point is also written. Then evaluate the reliability of the forecast. Determine whether it is adequate support is there for that. Then consider whether there are additional facts or information that become available. That is also there in the answer. Same answer points. Request written representation from management. This is answer. These are the points which will give you the major marks. But this 3 or max to max 4 but marks comes, this 2 than normally in the question only for this 2 will be there, 2 or 2.5 will be there. This will carry another 1 marks, and this final conclusion whatever is there will also carry 1 or 2 marks. So here in the given situation, this suggestion is what you have to give. Suggestion C, review management and assessment of company's ability to going concern. The review again. Then examine the challenge reasonableness regarding cash flow. Whatever those points are there, number answer points, question points, link and just write. Simple. Review the events after the reporting period, that is 560 madri or 570 things. Then analyze the company's key financial ratios. Review company challenges and efforts to secure additional financing and reasons for bank not giving the loan, everything. Then assess the impact declining in the customer base, why customer base is declining, whether it will improve or not. That things is where 1 or 2 marks gets. Then finally, what are the conclusion? That is give unmodified opinion, material uncertainty paragraph, that 2 points are done. Okay, so 572 questions also done. You have any questions discuss pannana? I can discuss if you have some questions. 572. Tough questions are there, we can do it. Okay. Anyways, let's see. Because question is now what? ICA questions. I don't the where a model other than the matter. Study material or some important questions like RTP or something. Then you will have like 1.5 hours. If you want, we can have a break. Vendama. Huh? Like if you're tired, we can have a breaker. Else like we can go forward. Anything is fine. Guys, we'll have a 15 minutes break. What is the time? 2:28. I will revive by 2:45. Done. Yeah. Yeah. So what is left today? Other 500 series le. Now small standards, but adile the chinna tricky points. Whichever, because in the inventory 501 lot of tricky points are there, and many of the books publicly marketly available books I have seen those points are not mentioned because of the inter-level standard. Inter-level those point was there, because I'll simply say something, one question. I'll just simply show you one question, then you will say ICA oda question which is chapter 550. I think this is the question. See, this one question is 550 related party. I'm just showing you why, what is the problem in this now. Then you have to prepare accordingly exam ku munnadi. Related party is this. Let's see what has ICA mentioned. Scope of essay they have mentioned, objectives, requirements mentioned, identification of previously unidentified or undisclosed related party transactions, those things they have mentioned. Then they have mentioned about identified a significant related party transactions outside the course of business do. Other important points also they have mentioned. But one thing is not mentioned, and they have asked that in the question. GHK Associates, chartered accountants conducting the not related party. It is related to inventory. Sorry. Inventory. Segment information. Sorry. That is not a mistake. Where is segment information? 501. 501 is segment information. See, this is what they have given. And many books, like market level, some things are there, like completely everything is there. But certain books, I don't know what material you are using. Even if you are studying from ICA study material, it is not there. So that is the ultimate thing. Study material, a lot of people are nowadays also studying from ICA study material. So this thing they have mentioned only this much about segment information, and they have asked, and ICA basically wants you to solve all the theoretical questions in the backside, because extra points are written in those questions. This test your understanding, test your knowledge. Extra points are there, which is not even mentioned anywhere. So see this question. GSK Associates Chartered Accountants conducting the audit of PBS Limited, a listed company for the year ended 31st March, is concerned with the presentation and disclosure of segment information. Segment information or presentation, they are concerned. So GHK Associates want to ensure that methods adopted by the management, this is the question. Methods adopted by the management for determining the segment information have resulted in disclosure. Question basically is, guide GHK with the examples of matter that may be relevant when obtaining an understanding of methods used by the management. Many books it is there, most books it is there, but ICA has not given it. But it is methods used by the management is a CA inter topic. CA inter topic. I'll show it to you. See, CA inter memorization batch. You have to find it. Audit sampling. Then they have asked, understanding the methods used by management. This answer they have given a suggested answer also. Same thing, cut, copy, paste. So, which I have to 505. See, they have written this one. Say 501 specific consideration of those sale transfer charge between all these things, understanding the methods used by management. So, make sure in 550 or all these things, I say material extra things will become, because in CA they have mentioned it in the book study material. You are assumed to know that you have CA interest knowledge in standards. Basically CA and interest standards. I'll show it. I have it. I'll just immediately. We are studying it. We need to study everything, because that is why in the 500 series standards, everyone easy standard quickly you will move. But in the chinna point quickly like you will know everything, but marks were chinna points code if you are getting, even though if you leave or two tough standards also, it is easy. Okay, because anyways question only 2 standards is not coming, like some tough standards is 540, it's a bit lengthier, tough standard. 402 is a tough standard. Are there? Yeah, inventory we are going. Inventory, SA 501 audit evidence, specific consideration for selected item. 500 I think you know, it's like a management expert order, but in areas are only there, just very simple. Then comes inventory. Inventory, basic things like whatever we knew. If inventory is material to the financial statements, obtain audit evidence about the existence and condition of inventory. Will be there in every book. Then for getting this audit evidence, if inventory is material to the financial statements, 99% cases inventory is material to the financial statements mostly. So, but still they have written the material word allam, you have to keep everything line by line. Eppadi they are going to frame question, we don't know how they are going to frame. So, attendance at physical inventory counting. 2, this is the way you have to obtain that audit evidence. Evaluate management order instructions and procedures. Done. Then observe management order counting procedure, inspect the inventory, perform test account. Simple procedures we know. Then perform audit procedure on the final inventory records. Final records. Once this is done, inventory verification counting allam we are seeing, then perform the audit procedure on the final inventory records to see whether it reflects the actual inventory count result. The pointer don't miss to write. Everyone will write this much and come. Don't miss. Then second case, all cases, physical inventory counting done at a date other than the date of financial statements. Where other date they are doing it, and some busy things was there. So perform all the above procedures, these procedures, all the above procedures, plus obtain audit evidence about whether change in the inventory between the count date and the date of financial statements are properly recorded. Obviously, you know, right? Counted on, imagine 28th March they counted. So then 31st March is that actual date to be counted. So that 3 days of purchase, sale, stock adjustment should be properly done. Just check that, and we need to get audit evidence on that. Sometimes they may write audit in the MCQ to frame. Auditor has checked all these things. Audit evidence they will not mention anything, but we need to get audit evidence whether those changes has been properly disclosed, properly adjusted, recorded. Then matters to consider for this, that is for looking at this change. This change, when you are checking this change, what are the matter you need to consider for that? Whether the physical inventory records are adjusted. Physical perpetual inventory records are adjusted, you have to see. Then reliability of that perpetual inventory records. Reasons for the significant difference between information obtained during counting and perpetual inventory records. Any difference in that? Sometimes they can make a question 501. So everyone studies this much. Okay, alternative date studied plus intervening procedures on the transactions and leave. But don't miss this. Then comes, if attendance at physical inventory counting is impractical. What do you mean by impractical? Cannot be done. Impractical. But two things are there. You would have studied in Indra also. And the reason should be like a genuine reason. The matter of time or cost involved is not a valid reason. Okay, so impractical, like it's not like he can do it, but he's not doing it. It's not that kind of a situation. Some genuine issue is coming. So, in the situation, perform alternative procedure to obtain the audit evidence regarding the existence and condition of the inventory. If it is not possible, that is, this alternative procedure is not possible, then modify the opinion. What is this alternative procedure? That can be another question, hidden question. Alternative procedure. Alternative procedure is inspect the documents of subsequent sale. Like they are saying they have 10 lakhs inventory. We are not getting any counting on the program. Okay, see the sale on April. April sale from where the goods will be gone. If no purchase is there, goods will be sold from this inventory only. If 10 lakhs sale is there, okay, 10 lakh inventory was there, got the evidence done. That procedure they are doing. Then, if attendance is impractical due to nature or location of the inventory, matter of general inconvenience of the auditor, matter of difficulty, time and cost, etc. are not valid reason. This is a valid reason. Nature and location of the inventory is a valid reason. If inventory is located at Pahalgam, Kashmir, during that issue happened, auditor cannot go. Nature and location or nature of the inventory. Nature of the inventory means it's a biogas, some chemical, or chemical product. Some chemical like fertilizer. If you smell it, we will get cancer. They are putting all the things and going. Imagine those kinds of things are there, like in the Bhopal gas tragedy. Imagine if I am an auditor, I will not go to inspect whether gas is there or not if I am auditing that company. Because or sometimes bigger company, their products may be in the chemical form or some gas form. Like how can we evaluate it? The nature of that inventory is like that. If we go there, if we that time we are burst on the gone auditor. So better, that is a genuine reason. Nature mattum kedada, location also. Location like Pahalgam, but it is like auditor is in Kerala, location is in Delhi, and he is saying location is too much. That is not a valid reason. Other he to take the flight and go. The professional judgment. Auditor judgment. Judgment. Practically, the branch auditors are there, let them do it. That is only practically, it's our duty to do it. The thing is, ultimately, we need to get reasonable assurance. It's our thing. Simple as that. No rupee. Sampling is then we 100% we cannot do it. We can only do it on a reasonable basis only, like perform test count, only test inspection. Like company may have imagine take a company like other that's petrol. Check airline trends. All boxes open. Let me check all the churidar and all the jeans shirt. Practically it is not possible. Let's just check the carton. A few boxes we'll open and see whether the stone or good actually. Like in the bank audit, there is this thing. You have to physically inspect gold, any inventory, something hypothecated. Bank has to inspect. That is also testing only practically. Okay. Yeah. So, but these two are not a reason. This is a reason. Valid reason. Just keep that in mind. Either two, general inconvenience, difficulty time is not a valid reason. Nature is also a valid reason. Location is also a reason, depending upon the judgment and common sense. Common sense write the answer. Some cases this is not a valid reason. Also, common sense we have to write. Then, this is the linked question. If auditor is unable to attend the physical inventory counting due to unforeseen circumstances, this is impractical. This is unforeseen circumstances. Do the physical inventory counting on alternative date, perform audit procedure on intervening transactions. Simple. Then comes what are the matters relevant in planning the attendance. You have to think one thing. Everyone will study it like what are the matters relevant in inventory counting. Inventory counting, what are the matters we need to do? That is not the question. Question is auditor is planning the attendance. Tomorrow I am going to attend inventory counting. In the plan, what I need to think. See, that word like game question there may be. That is how we need to think, because when they are giving a question, auditor and audit team is discussing, and auditor need to tell to the audit team that tomorrow when you are going to do the counting, what are the things are to be done. Their matter word will not be there, anything. So you will be thinking like, okay, the planning, SA 300 audit planning, inventory counting, but the planning, what are the matter you need to check? That is a question is asked. Planning time, tomorrow I am going to do the audit. Today what I need to plan. First I will check the nature of inventory. What inventory I am going to audit? Is it a watch or is it a chemical, a fertilizer? What material product it is? The nature of the internal control systems over it. Is there CCTV, any other authorizations, other checking? Then the stages of the work in progress. Lot of work in progress will be there. At what stage, what value will be added? We need to learn that. A car manufacturing company or a car manufacturing company. First in the conveyor belt, the production belt, think of a very big belt. First the car body will be coming. Body the first stage of work in progress. Body work in progress started. That value is only say 1 lakh. Next stage when engine is entered, the value becomes 3 lakhs. Next stage when tire is entered, the value becomes 5 lakhs or 4 lakhs. Then when it is painted and all the steering, everything is fitted. This is value addition, different stages of value addition in a work in progress. We need to understand at which stage, which value will be added. So that is stages of completion of work in progress. In the stage, then timing of physical inventory counting. Then see whether they are maintaining perpetual inventory system or the other like normal inventory system. Then see whether any assistance of experts are needed. You are going to audit the chemical factory. You don't know how the things are going to be, so you need an expert to check the items. Okay, so these are the matter relevant in planning attendance at a physical inventory counting. The teaching is chinna vela kadayadu, throat pulla poidu. Then I should have used mic, but voice, the echo vale. Then if inventory is under the custody of third party, what all situations where this happens? Third party controller. Hypothecation is one. Then consignment. Consignment is mostly the question that may come. Consignment order cases. So we need to understand consignment. We may think a third party, we may not think a question. They may say like two people are in good relation to run the company. So I am snitch or owner than snitch or anywhere like Levi's owner. My goods are with my company. Number snitch or a franchisee dealer. Snitch or dealer he is, but he is a franchisee dealer, so it becomes a consignment. And I goods. I cannot go like my inventory value. My inventory is there. They are not buying my inventory. They are just putting it there and selling it. When they are bought, it is not my inventory. But consignment like in the brand order, they are not buying inventory. We are just keeping our clothes in that showroom just for. Appo my inventory it comes in. So that you have to understand. Question varumbo the consignment is basically third party. That's third party level. Only approval. But if the ultimate concept is just this, now main company, and not a good is there with the other company. And the other company, if they have bought my goods, even though if Levi's India, Levi's Chennai or franchise I have taken. Imagine I am buying goods from Reliance, and not accounting is like that. Levi's. I am just buying 1,000 quantity of jeans, so it is my inventory now. Levi's India or Audit it is not coming. But if that Levi's and me are related in a way that they are just putting their goods here just for sale purposes. So when the sale happens, the franchisee owner just gets a 20 rupee commission. So it's their stock. Stock so think like that. That is only thing mind. The consignment or anything, not a good idea. Only you have to think. Not a good idea. My good is there. If the owner is me, then it's basically third party. That's when a situation like company has pledged some good somewhere and taken 10 lakh money. Still, good is mine. Ownership and pledge also ownership. Possession I am transferring. Ownership I am not transferring. Okay. If inventory is material, in the situation, if inventory is material, third party, sale on return basis. Return basis also actually if sale happened. Sale happened, books sale is recorded. So it is not my inventory. If sale is recorded, it is not my inventory. But if I am just keeping it there, for they will only get the franchisee owner only gets the commission, then it is my inventory. Oh, thanks. If inventory is material, obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence regarding the existence and condition of inventory. Problem. So, yeah, you have to obtain this evidence by. How will you obtain this evidence? Request the confirmation about the quantity and condition. Quantity matula condition also. Both the things. Then, sometimes in the MCQ, quantity or confirmation will be shown, but condition also we needed. Then perform inspection and other audit procedure. Don't just write this much and come. This other audit procedure. That is this. Inspecting the documents of inventory held by the third party. Whatever he is holding my like consignment my goods he is holding, other receipt will be there, some warehouse receipt whatever will be there, check it. Then if inventory is pledged as collateral, request a confirmation from that other party. Attending or arranging the auditor to attend the third party or physical inventory counting. Then obtaining another auditor report on adequacy of third party or internal controls. That is his audit, that company is 402. Same thing here. That's it. The inventory is done. One question. If doubt over the integrity or objectivity of the third party, what are the procedures to be performed? The question is there. The inter-level question, but if it comes in final, nowhere you will see this question. The question. If doubt over the company or goods is with the third party and there is a doubt over the third party, what to do? That situation, this one, things you have to write. How auditor will check the reliability of the third party? They may ask the question. Third party, we have to check. This is the answer. Keep that in mind. Okay. How to check the doubt over the reliability of third party? Done. 5101 is done. Inventory is done. Oh, now litigation is there. Sorry. We'll do the question. Now comes litigations and claims. Litigations and claims. Let me just ask you one thing. What is the difference between letter of general inquiry and what is the difference between letter of general inquiry and letter of specific inquiry? That's litigation and claims item. You know that, right? Interlevel. Finally, they may ask it. So, difference between both. Many areas I have not seen them mentioning specific inquiry, general inquiry. Just a letter of inquiry only mentioned in many areas. That is why just we don't know if whether ICA will ask it or not, but till now they may not have asked it. That is why people has not mentioned it. But that is not a promise that next attempt it will not be asked. So, letter of general inquiry. So, that is why it's simply asked. On the mail, it's very easy. Litigations and claims also comes under 501. So, first perform these audit procedures to identify the litigations and claims. All the case filed by the company, filed against the company. For warranty claims or anything, any litigations, any claims, anything. Enquire the management plus others and in-house legal counsel. Simple. Management kitta what are the cases, others kitta you go and see, then in-house legal counsel also please go and ask them. Then review the minutes of meetings of TCWG, because in the meeting they would have talked about the cases, so review it, plus communicate between entity and the legal entities, external legal counsel. In the communication also check, mail or check. Then review entities legal expense account. If legal case is there, money should have been paid to advocate. Then auditor communication with entities external legal counsel. External, internal, external. Advocates. How are we going to communicate with them? First, seek direct confirmation, direct communication through letter of inquiry. This is what is written everywhere. Letter of general inquiry, letter of specific inquiry. The letter of general inquiry means normally general it's basically like sending a letter to the advocates of the company. Like I am the auditor of the company and I need to know about all the cases of that filed against the company and filed by the company which you are handling. Generally, we are asking everything. So when this letter, first we normally everyone will send this general inquiry. When they are sending this general inquiry, when that person, imagine that person receiving it, advocate. I need to write and give it to him. How can I write? He may not respond. So when you send a general inquiry and they are not responding, no, like follow up, send a specific inquiry. That is, take it, then write, sir, I am the auditor. I want the details of these case numbers, case files or something. Specifica you are asking. Anything, not only just case number, anything specifica you can mention. That is specific inquiry. So final question can come. Auditor litigations and claims auditor is evaluating, and management told the auditor you can send a message mail to the external legal counsel, but auditor send a letter of inquiry. External legal counsel is not responding. What should auditor do in this regard? Everyone will say perform alternative procedure or no audit evidence, then like modify the opinion. Right. First, send a letter of general inquiry. If they are not responding to general inquiry, send a letter of specific inquiry. If specific inquiry also they are not responding, then try the alternate procedure, whatever is possible. Then first of all, then specific inquiry when you send, ask the management to make a communication to the external legal counsel. Like management order, then only when management send panna letter, management's authorization is there, then only they will respond first of all. And second case, advocates normally don't respond to people, because their bar council has that problem. You cannot communicate it to a lot of other, then they hate, they normally hate all the other professional bodies. They are like they are the king on the issue. And I am from an advocate family, that is why I am saying. Grandfather, the Kerala peri advocate. That's zero. But I'm just saying. That would have been a much better profession for me than CA, 100%. So, letter of specific inquiry includes specific inquiry letter, what all things will become. This you don't have to understand. It is not needed. I just mentioned it for your understanding when read and leave once. The list of what are the litigations and claims, this you don't have to study, but I just copied it here to the final notes just to for your understanding. Letter of general inquiry, normally they send this initially. If legal counsel may not respond to letter of general inquiry, then send a letter of specific inquiry and it includes this. Not needed. This general specific mind level. Then comes cases where here we are only communicating, email, phone, whatever. But here comes where we are going to meet him, external legal counsel going to meet him, serious cases. If management matter is of a significant risk is very important, huge risk, obviously you will go and meet him. Imagine a company, okay, significant risk. Then matter is a complex matter. Obviously complex matter. If there is a disagreement between the management and the legal counsel, management is saying we will win the case, legal counsel is saying you will lose the case, but disagreement, and the going concern is based on this. If company wins this case, going concern is there. If company lose the case, 1,000 crore compensation, company will, going concern is gone. Now auditor is in doubt, correct. That is where we'll go and meet them. This kinds of question may come, 570, 501, ellame mix panni. This kind of a situation, company is having a very big problem, very big legal suit up, you will think, oh, 570 easy answer. Here they will ask, here in the case of return representation, 580 club then they will ask, here the external legal counsel is not responding to the letter of inquiry. In this position, in this serious position, auditor is unable to find whether the going concern issue is there. What are auditor's responsibility? The question one, normally 3 essay you have to touch. Basically 2 essay 100% touch. First write about going concern. Then here auditor is unable to get, they are not responding to letter of general inquiry, send a specific inquiry. If that is also not possible, this is a very big serious issue. Auditor can go and meet the external legal counsel, because there is a disagreement between management, full things we can write. Then these meetings, that is auditor and external legal counsel at a meeting, require management order permission and are held with a representative of the management. Else why should if sometimes auditor, management need to know what the advocate is saying to the auditor. So they will have their representative. In case of non-response, if management refuse the auditor to communicate with the legal counsel, or legal counsel is not responding to you and auditor is unable to get the audit evidence because of this, so auditor audit evidence is also not getting, modify the opinion. Simple. This is only with litigations and claims. Now comes segment information. Segment information is very easy. What is segment information? Tell me. Segments. What are the 2 ways segments can be divided? Geography and business segments. Done. If you take a company like Nike, Nike India, Nike US, Nike Europe, geography basis. Then business segment, Nike footwear, Nike clothing, Nike apparel, clothing, whatever products, bag, or whatever it is. So segment information. Obtaining sufficient appropriate audit evidence regarding the presentation and disclosure of segment information. First thing we need to understand is obtain an understanding of the method used by the management in determining segment information. In a method they are creating that segment information. Here, what method we don't need to over understand. That's a concept. Our thing is only accounting and auditing. What method they are using and whether whatever method they are using, and the method gives proper disclosure as per AFRF, Financial Reporting Framework. Then the method, or let them use any method, but we are auditors, our duty is just to check whatever method they are using, and the method final answer AFRF applicable Financial Reporting Framework whatever requirement is disclosure is needed, whether that is met or not. That's check only thing. That is this one. Then where appropriate, testing the applications of such methods. Whatever methods they use, name methods, just test it. Then how auditor understand this method? This is the main question. Methods are there, but in the methods is not from our field. Accounting, auditing, where and the method like they are doing it. So this method we need to understand. How will we understand that method? That is SABU allocated the assets consistently. SABU means we will check the sales, transfer and charge between the segments and elimination of intersegments. That's the method and type of method and the idea we will get. Then we will check the comparison with the budgets and the expected result. Budget to expected result comparison we will do. Then allocation of assets and cost among segments. How like Nike US has a patent or how it is allocated to different segments, like Nike Europe, Nike India, how much is holding the percentage of that, like that. Then consistency with the prior period Like last year, like what method they were using for segment information, current year, are they using the same? So these 4 points, please keep in mind. Study material itself question is there. If ICS is asking segment information, they may ask only this, because this is only given in ICS study material. This is what you have to study. So this also vechukko oru fashion. So yeah, 501 is over. A lot of questions. Some questions are only there, very easy questions. Very easy questions, nothing complicated. But other than presentation, we have to see. 501 chumma very easy. Like basically question good, I am not reading, just see how sufficient appropriate audit evidence regarding the existence and condition of inventory is obtained. That inventory procedure, attend the physical inventory counting, whatever it is. Then how is an auditor supposed to deal with attendance at physical inventory counting? Impracticable, and what to do? Perform it on an alternative date and do the things on intervening transactions and see whether other answer is see. Answer this is normal. First question. Second question, perform audit procedure over the entity's final inventory records to determine whether they actually this one. See, we will just write if attendance is impracticable, perform it on alternative date to buy. No, answer. See, in some cases attendance at counting may be impracticable. This may be due to factors such as location of inventory, nature of inventory, that we have to mention. Then general inconvenience problem, like problem item, all those things we have to mention. Like everything, whatever you know on that, mention. Then lastly we just need to give. If you are unable to get anything, do the modified opinion. Simple, straightforward question. Then which is the next question? 501 one more was there. Segment that I showed you, segment information, same question. What are the methods? How auditor will check the methods used by the management? Same, that Sabu allocated assets consistently, same question. Okay, done. In 505 we have to do 500. And sixth question is a very big question. I don't think this has ever a chance of asking. Or they have to give it in some a case scenario, they have to give it. It's a very big question. Must overlay. So now comes external confirmation. Quickly we will go. Simple standard. Hope everyone knows everything on 505. 505 will what is actually exception? Something they gave something. There is a difference in information requested to be confirmed and information confirmed. Okay, that's the so this is basic things. Then external confirmation procedure. First thing, basic things, determine the information to be confirmed. Very easy. Factors, this is only area. They may or a descriptive question answer. A very simple question. Mnemonic was also there. A factor to be considered by auditor when designing confirmation request. But inter level just 5 points. Final level question what is the case written. Whatever these 5 points, link and write and come. So the points you have to remember. The mnemonic was there. The AS Asla. Mnemonic. You will never forget it. Asla oru ponna. Asla oda prime. എല്ലാവർക്കും ഒരു പ്രൈം ടൈം ഇരിക്കില്ല. വ്ളോഗർ എന്ന് വെച്ചോ. അസല ഒരു വ്ളോഗർ. ഷീ ഹാഡ് എ പ്രൈം ടൈം ചുമ്മാ പോട്ടെ. ടൈം സിംപ്ലി ഗിവൺ. ടൈം ഇസ് നത്തിങ്. അസലാസ് പ്രൈം ടൈംസ് വെൻ ഷീ വാസ് വിത്ത് അബിൽ MA. അബിൽ MA ഒരു പയ്യൻ. അബിലോടെ കൂടെ ഇരുന്നപ്പോൾ അസല അവിടെ പ്രൈം ടൈം തന്നത്. അസലാസ് പ്രൈം ടൈം വാസ് വെൻ ഷീ വാസ് വിത്ത് അബിൽ MA. അപ്പോൾ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഈസി. Both of them were vloggers and they were making so much money. But as a breakup aanadukapram avanga channel yarum paakala. Lot of people you know similarly like that in YouTube and everywhere. Asala's prime time was when she was with Abil MA. Asala's prime time was with Abil MA. Simple. ASLA ellame varum. Specific assertions pochukku. ASLA PRIME time was with Abil MA. Simple. Then positive confirmation. You know about the blank confirmation request, problems related to blank confirmation request. I am hoping you know. That is only your chinna area on this. Simple positive confirmation request. First of all, just we'll brush up. Positive confirmation request means you send the confirmation request, he will respond whether he agree or disagree. Negative means he will respond only if he disagree. Okay, let me ask you one single question. Not there in this one. But what are the situations in which you can send a negative confirmation request and trust it as a sole substantive evidence? Normally, low. Correct. Then 2 more points are there on that. Transactions are like low, like small, like not bigger amount. But question was, normally negative confirmation request is a less persuasive audit evidence than positive confirmation request. But there are certain situations in which you can send a negative confirmation request and trust it as an audit evidence. Adile, the most important thing you have to, like, question varumbodhu, company will have, just imagine I am the auditor. Appo oru company ku 1000 debtors are there. Imagine I want to get confirmation from 500 debtors. But debtors or anything, 500 confirmation, 500 item I have. So when I am sending an email, if I send a positive confirmation, reply panna my inbox will be flooded. That is why we are sending negative confirmation request to lesser risky items. So just keep that in mind. When that item is less risky, then we can send NCR. Other question is there on that. That is only if they are asking anything, normally will not ask. If they are asking this or case item, you will have to mention everything. That is factor to be considered when designing a confirmation request. What are the assertions to address the layout and presentation and prior experience? Simple. Then positive confirmation request, a PCR asks the confirming party to reply in all cases. There is a risk that confirming party may reply without verifying whether the info is correct. Adinal auditor can reduce this risk by not stating the amount. You send a confirmation request, he is in the theater, that whatever the guy is, he phone la mail confirm, correct, not even opening the tally and checking. So adinal you can send the request without, like, keep the amount blank. But the opposite problem is, if amount blank he will not even reply also. It's like tiresome process. Open it, check it, he will not reply. That is another problem. Using of blank confirmation request may return in lower response rate. Negative confirmation. Auditor shall not use a negative confirmation request as a sole substantive audit procedure. Sole substantive means only negative confirmation. Sole, adu mattum. To address assessed risk of material misstatement unless all the following conditions are present. All vekanam. One kadayadu MCQ le they can make you this. They will give you the 3 conditions. Like assessed risk of material misstatement very low, population is very low, exception rate is also expected. You will say, correct. 4th condition, 4 conditions are there. Then no PCR, no response for non-response for negative confirmation request. You send a confirmation request and they are not responding to you. You will think they have accepted it, but actually they have not even seen it. We don't know whether they have seen it or not. So a failure to receive a response to NCR does not explicitly indicate receipt by the confirming party. If they are not responding, that doesn't mean that they accepted it. No. So it is like a less persuasive audit evidence than this one. Simple. Then exception means a difference between information requested to be confirmed and information confirmed. Non-response is there, that is they are not responding. Alternative audit procedure, you can check the accounts receivable through examining the subsequent transactions. You can check accounts payable through examining subsequent cash disbursements. The alternative procedure is important, keep in mind. Non-response, what are the alternative audit procedures? And sometimes they may give something other than this. But bank you send some confirmation. Bank is not responding. What is alternative procedure? Any procedure just tell. Bank statement we can take non-confirmation. Our brain also we may have to give articleship basis. Okay. So don't think like, oh, this is not there in the book. No, whatever you know, write and come. Basically, if your articleship was decent, or mid-size firm for 2 years, if you have done decent work, then obviously you will be able to answer any question from standards. Bank audit due diligence, I don't know. If you have done only, you will be able. But standards or every question, everything we would have touched. Service organization, we would have seen at least one. Our audit. Anything. Then management's refusal to allow auditor to send a confirmation request. Steps taken by the auditor and inquire what is the reason and ask what implications and alternative procedure. Audit opinion change. Done. Reliability of responses received. This is important. That is, you send a confirmation request, response is coming. Can you trust it actually? That's the game. If auditor concludes response to the confirmation request is not reliable, then evaluate the implications on risk of material misstatement. You are thinking, you send a mail, 1 second reply came. Sometimes I'm going to bot to set panni vechu. Telegram when we send one, Instagram you send any professional page, 1 second you get a reply mail. Sometimes company would have set it like that. Other than the company would have fake editor, maybe that company. We don't know. Company wanted to just get some valuation, like nearing IPO. So company needed more sales to get more valuation. So adinala konja fake sales, fake debtor. They are ready to pay the tax. Only thing is they need to get the valuation. Fake sales, fake GST, ellame fake. Chumma think. Practically it is very hard to do it, but just think. In that situation, company may create fake debtors, konja fake email ID and fake email. Like agents are there who do that. Who does this black money, white money conversion are there. If a convert concert vechittu fake tickets. Actual concert 3,000 people are there, but the tickets are sold for 20,000 people. Okay. Those agents are there. They may do all these things. So even if audit evidence is obtained from external sources, confirmation is coming from external sources, there may be circumstances that affect its reliability. External source it is coming, even though it is coming from a bank, still there may be some circumstances that may affect its reliability. We cannot trust it. In whatever form response is received, paper, electronic, such a risk may exist. That is called inherent risk. Whatever you do, that risk may exist. Factor that may indicate a doubt about the reliability of a response. These are the things that will indicate a doubt about reliability, whether it was received by auditor indirectly or appear to have come from some originally intended confirming but some other person. Unreliable responses. Fraud risk factor is there. Done. 505 only one question, not very important, but since last attempt it was not asked. 505. 505 asked. I don't remember. Asked. Okay. Asked. Yes. Yes. It was asked. 505 was asked. So obviously the 1 or 2 may get repeated. Not all, I don't think will get repeated. The risk basis we are taking and going. So basically, I think in the attempt, 700 series, last attempt question was less. So 700 series, but 700 series is generally applicable. All questions going on, so they are not considering that as a specific applicability. So basically, if 540 ke badala 560 or 570 they may ask. Then 240 I obviously believe. Because basically see 250, 265 was asked. 260 like they can easily ask. 260, but I don't think 260 single-handedly they will ask. Though a case or communication with the TCWG push panni kodutharu. So basically 2 essays they could ask. That is how they ask. But single-handed questions were straightforward single question. Idhil single question can come. Single question, excuse me. Essay 240 single I can 240, but you can mix it with company 143 reporting requirement 1 crore mele and the club panni they can say caro with they can club fraud order, those kinds of things. 800 series been a standalone standard. So now 505 is also over. So now how many standards we study? We are studying 7 standards a day, then 7 into 4, 28, 30 standards are covered. In the whatever standard we studied, 560, 570. Then this 505, 501. Then 510. 510. Because today, every day, 2 tough standard, remaining easy standard. Now, what is a tough standard remaining? 540, 402. Then, what is another tough? Tell me, what is tough for you? I'll take more time on that. And standard tough. We will be touching. 808.05 definitely. 810, I don't know whether we'll get them, but 808.05 will do. 450 is a chinna standard. 710 comparative. That's obviously important standard. 710 is a killer standard. I love it. Because first time when I was learning CA in final, Interle 710 was there, but I never understood. I memorized final level, I spend lot of time to study that standard. The life how it is like a comparative, how it will work, a corresponding figure, how it will work. A lot of confusion was there. Then I clarified it. Once it is clarified, it is easy. 710 is a question, but like we cannot predict what they are going to ask. Basically, 3 things are only inside that to ask. Let's see. Then comes 501. Say 510. that I don't think we'll be getting time. But I'll upload one video for SRA, SRS, എല്ലാത്തുക്കും ഒരു 3 days കുള്ള. Or once the class is done, 3-4 days kulla I'll upload one standards video, because I need to make a summary note, because I don't like to teach pannadu, because that is literally easy and directly mark coming. 3, 4, 5 annam padichittana two questions will come easily. You can secure the mark. This is standards on auditing. Standards on auditing 5 days. Then essay, because I had this option. I was discussing with Tharun sir, full standards edukala, but appa quality podu chumma takkunna revision mari will be going, but adile irunna use me varadu. But important standards eduthu, let's dig some deep, whatever questions may come, let's solve it, konjam practical confidence let's build. Yeah, then comes 510, very easy standard, but only thing, initial audit engagement. Initial ennulla word is important here. Objective of the auditor very easy, obtain opening balance contain misstatements that affects the materiality that have any material effect, and whether appropriate accounting policies reflected in the opening balance. Opening balance accounting policies has been consistently applied in the current period financial statements. For revenue recognition, what tell me one accounting policy reflected in opening balance. Inventory or closing, last year they would have taken some LIFO, FIFO, closing figure has came. That is coming in the opening balance. Last year, imagine LIFO was used. Current year, sometimes they would have changed the accounting policy to FIFO. But opening balance is sitting in LIFO. What was that? I forgot. What was that thing? FR? Financial instruments. I liked it. I like number. I love financial instruments, but I just forgot. I like 1.5 years I studied all those things. I cannot remember those days when I studied standards. FR is my favorite subject. I may teach FR also in future, but AFM enakku pidiyadha rate. Ayyo, AFM was basically trolling me. AFM first attempt when I was writing AFM, the attempt I never wrote. I studied, but an attempt edutha mudiyilla. But I studied everything conceptually. Like Forex, I learned everything. I took my faculty, such kind of a faculty where he teaches everything over derivation of the equations. Similar to that. Still, you guessed it almost. I took other faculty. He is not him. Other complication king I put. Like if you have time and if you are interested in markets, then it is good. But exam oriented point of view is completely different. Practical, but auditing you need to go like that. But if AFM, I learned all the I was thinking this is how we should do it. I don't know. First time when you are coming from CA Inter, this subject is first time you are getting. FM, but still it is different. Forex, he was teaching like how international standards come. Some website he was showing. I was learning everything. Then I never wrote that attempt. I got the question paper. The question was like text like a question. And one of my friend, she don't even know. Only thing she knows is in the EPS, current ratio, debt ratio. Forex, she has not even studied. She got 59 marks in that attempt and cleared. Because she was just memorizing the FM, like in CA Inter FM, step wise. In the question, like that thing she has kept in her mind. She was preparing like that and she went and scored 59 marks in that attempt. I am 100% sure she is not lying, because a lot of girls are there like, but they know everything. Other girls and boys are there. But she was not like that. I know 100%, because exam 3 months she started coaching. No coaching. Book memorization. This was 2022 May 22, May or November 22. So she cleared November 22. She cleared it with that. I was like, I spent 200 hours lecture. I took 400 another hours. I finished this much, and I am not able to concept. Problem is there. You will, when you read a question, you don't know the stepwise approach. You are thinking about the concept. Okay, in the situation, money anga poi, float, ask, bid. You will think over, because concept. Because actual learning thing is, once you learn the concept, then conceptually you know. Then second revision, build a stepwise approach to the question. Don't solve it conceptually like you are solving cost, like in the costing. Costing in the CA Inter, there is a service auditor, service society, where a milk van went from one village to another village. There we will think like milk van, this much cost, we need to draw and then only we will be able to solve. But AFM, first learn things conceptually. That is best. Then second revision, switch from concept to stepwise approach. Concept you know now. Any tough question comes, you know the concept. Now what is step to do first? Second step, third step, then only you will be able to solve quickly. Tuck, 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 you will be able to finish. Because other people are there who have just memorized and come. They will solve the 100 marks. You know all the concept, but 70 marks paper mudi. Because conceptually, when you sit and think, forex problem, what I faced, one attempt when I was writing, they text like same question. I know concept. Same question they give. Cut copy question. Text the format was vertical. They changed it to horizontal and give. Full in the rupee, the conversion full up with it. Mind I know the concept, but text it was rupee and some dollar. Rupee therium, dollar therium. Paper something, it was some Chinese franc or some two currency which I don't know. Full I got confused there. And because forex in solving, it takes time in the exam paper also, conceptual time. But for capital budgeting or like in the portfolio management, chumma equation put you can finish the things. So stepwise approach is a must in AFM. Conceptual learning first, then stepwise approach. AFM what a problem I'll say. I studied conceptually, that exam came, copy paste question. I thought, why should, and I solved all the RTP, MTP, 1,000 questions I solved. The faculty question bank was this much. And questioning, answering, then next attempt I thought, okay, they are asking from the study material. Why should I go this concept? Study material questions only I solved, I studied everything, and that attempt, when I went the paper, that was an attempt I got COVID. Lucky na attempt I never write it. I wrote FR, AFM COVID, I'm gone. AFM paper came. AFM paper was a bouncer paper. Text one question where are the concepts? But last attempt I studied everything conceptual. So next attempt which format to study? That is a doubt. Should I only solve study material questions or should I solve study material plus RTP plus some new age questions? So complication will be there in AFM. Then I figured out the real strategy. Concept okay plus stepwise approach which you go. Any problem you will be able to solve. Don't rely on concept, don't rely on stepwise approach, rely on both. AFM. That is, you need to know the equation oriented approach plus what the question is asking. And a practical ABC analysis. Which question takes you so much time to solve? Don't solve it first or second or third. Example, if forex is taking long time, don't do it. Firstly, on the forex, if forex is your strong side, then okay. I mean, if you're skipping forex, everyone is studying forex. So, skipping. Forex, what is the risk? I was thinking, what is the risk? Max to max, question number 1, it will come. 8 marks. I only need 92 marks paper. Done. But it is a good thing. Like, if you can study everything, if you're understanding it properly, then go with it. Forex. Because forex, what happened with me in the 1.5 day? If you have not attended exam first time, you will realize forex takes 4 hours or 5 hours in that 1.5 day. Because when I was doing my analysis, 18 or 20 concept was there inside the forex chapter. Like in the early delivery, some late delivery, some endo delivery. I don't know anything related to that. I was confident on my first group. My thing was audit and FR. I need to get marks from there, but luckily AFM was the highest mark. Lucky. Then comes audit procedure to obtain audit evidence regarding opening balance. So your duty is simple duty, closing balance, opening balance, correct. First thing. Second thing, whatever accounting policy is followed in opening balance, make sure that is followed in the current year. They can change, no problem. Upper retrospective, whatever the thing you need to do as per accounting, make sure that is done. Simple. This is the only thing. But things are there. I'll see. Obtain audit evidence whether opening balance contains misstatement that materially affect the okay. Determining whether opening balance reflect the application of accounting policy. Performing one or following. The copy then simple. Then this is also very easy. Consistency in accounting policy. Conclusion and reporting by the auditor with regard to opening balances. Okay, if auditor is unable to obtain audit evidence regarding opening balance, give a qualified or disclaimer of opinion. If auditor concludes that opening balance has a misstatement that materially affect the current period statements, give a qualified or adverse opinion. Simple. Then comes related party, very easy standard, but there is some special purpose entity, dominant influence entity, some things are there inside this. That vechittu they may play a game. For situation I'll say, imagine a period business like Reliance or a king, like Mukesh Ambani. Mukesh Ambani venda where other period like Ambani anga total Ambani group one bigger Ambani who's take Mukesh Ambani. Tomorrow Mukesh Ambani's health, like it should not happen. For example, I'm just saying that. So imagine something happens. So Mukesh Ambani's health got some issue. So he sold all the shares. He got resigned from all the main positions in Allah. He's like completely independent of Reliance right now. Family relationship it is there. But imagine this person is not family related also. Just hypothetically, because Anand Ambani is doing it. So imagine family, this person is not family related. That relation is not there. One senior person in a company who was the founder or who was the, not founder, who was the CEO of the company, who take all the decisions. Now he resigned from that company and he is living a peaceful life. No share, nothing. Is here related party. No commercial relationship, but one thing is there. Son, no. That I told, like other complete like that is why I told. Imagine Mukesh Ambani is Anand Ambani is not running the business. Mukesh Ambani would go. Any CEO is not related. CEO of family, business, no one is there. CEO is there. Business is here. CEO, he was the one like Steve Jobs' mother, related to Apple. So many years he built the company. He was the man for the company. Identity. Then he completely went to somewhere, some yoga. He completely sold all his shares. No association, nothing. But only one thing is there. This main owner, like imagine Tim Cook. Tim Cook takes decisions after consulting with Steve Jobs. That's just a normal consulting. No share, no financial interest, no nothing. Is he like Tim Cook will only take the decisions told by Steve Jobs? Related party. This is like a dominant influence he is having. No share, nothing may be there. But imagine if, for example, one company had a patent is like Kia and Hyundai. No business relationship, nothing. But maybe they were having the patent of this company. But this company will have to that business relationship, but still understand these kinds of things they may give something like no association, nothing, but they will take the decision only with this, the other situations. Okay. Then, Swamiji Swamiji also related party. Swamiji Sonna the mutton than they are taking. Okay, Swamiji is a related party now. Because he has options, like he is controlling the business basically. That they are having a commercial relationship now, basically think. Whatever he says, he will only do that. No share, 100% it should be like that. The company will act only as per the directions of that advice of that person. It's basically having business relationship. Indirectly. Share on the so other than a dominant influence we'll say. Without share or nothing. Related party by virtue of their ability to exert a control or significant influence may be in a position to exert dominant influence over the entity. Consideration of such a behavior is relevant when identifying and assessing the risk of material misstatement. Some people may be there like this, so you just have to check it. Just chumma sonne, question will not come, but hypothetically, if anything comes, just be aware. Then what is the special purpose entity? What is special purpose entity? Vehicle entity. Yeah. Tell me what it is.
It is incorporated
under special. Yeah, what purpose? The company is closed. DLF is there. DLF is a project open. Construction of flat in Nagar. For that, they may open a separate entity. DLF Green, something like that. That is a special purpose entity. So, special purpose entity also comes in related party. Just think. Then, idella very easy, simple things. Then, the basic related party and the common and ownership, the Ind AS 24. Ind AS 24 related party. Ind AS 24. Similar items like both should be have the controlling stake, a common, simple reading points. Then understanding the entities, related party relationships and transactions. And after this, we are almost done. What standard to do today? 520 is there. 580 is there. Two things. Understanding the entities, related party relationships and transactions. Auditor shall inquire of the management regarding, auditor has to inquire regarding these things. The identity of entities, related parties, including the changes from the prior period. Identity of entities, related party. First, identity means what? Yeah, we don't, when we are going to audit a company, we don't know the company related party here. We don't know that. So ask them, bro, who are your related parties? Tell me, give me their identity, name, a company, whatever it is. Then what is the nature of relationship between you and them? What transactions you are doing? Then what are the different transactions you are doing? What is the type and purpose of the transactions you are entered to? Then auditor shall inquire of the management and others within the entity and perform other risk assessment procedures also. Okay, simple points. Then consideration specific on the not important. How can an auditor verify the existence of related party transactions? It's just simple stuff. Related party is easy. Now what we have pending? Question was there. Question, that is why. There 501 divided 501 we did. Then something. Then the 505. The external confirmation of a question. This is, I think, a good question. During the audit of Star Limited, the 505 external confirmation, a company engaged in the production of paper, the auditor received certain information for the balances of trade payable outstanding in the balance sheet through external confirmation by negative confirmation request. Period sentence. During audit, company engaged in production of paper. Done. Auditor received balances of trade payable outstanding in the balance sheet through external confirmation, negative confirmation request send panna, he received. In the list of trade payable, negative confirmation sending in, I told you, all substantive procedure 3-4 conditions are there. In the list of trade payable, there are set number of small balances except one which is an old outstanding of 20 lakhs for which no confirmation was received. You send a negative confirmation, you got no reply, and it is for a high value item. Then comment with respect to the standard on auditing relating to the confirmation process and how to deal with the non-receipt of confirmation. But first let's comment on the confirmation process. Substantive procedure, unless all the 5 conditions are satisfied, 5 conditions you can write. But what is the confirmation process? First we need to write about what is negative confirmation. When they disagree only it happens on the other situations. Then they are asking you to write about that process, whatever we learned. Then the answer is then, and how to deal with the non-receipt of confirmation. In this case, what should we do? Alternative audit procedure. And one more sentence also should come. Hopefully this one. Negative confirmation in the situation, PCR correct up. Positive confirmation better, because the 20 lakhs is, this item is negative confirmation, you can send it as a sole substantive procedure only when that 5 conditions are satisfied. And 5 conditions, one condition was this, item should be small value or something. This is except one bigger value they have said. So here small balance is except, so it means this is a bigger balance. So it's not a right thing to do. Then opinion has effect, you have to write. Yo, what was the question number? 3, 4. 3, 4. External confirmation. As per SA 505 external confirmation, negative confirmation is a request that confirming party respond directly to the confirmation. Then a failure to receive a response. This one you have to write. Failure to hear response. Response was not received. Failure to receive a response does not explicitly indicate a receipt by the intended party. These points you have to write. Don't forget in the point. Normally we will forget. Confirming party order received you cannot say. Accordingly, a failure of a confirming party to respond gives you only less persuasive audit evidence. It gives you only very less evidence. Confirming parties also may not be likely to respond, indicating the disagreement with the confirmation where information is not likely in their favor. Like whatever info you are sending, if it is in their favor, they may respond. If it is not in their favor, they will definitely respond. I don't know that much debt. He will immediately respond. Actually, his debt will be only say debtor 10 lakh. You are sending a confirmation request, it is written 25 lakhs. Immediately he will respond. Then in the instance, while performing audit of Star Limited, auditor send the negative confirmation request. Okay. In case of non-response, auditor may examine the subsequent cash disbursement. Alternative procedure. Don't just write perform alternative procedure and come. And the procedure and write it here. So In the case of non-response, auditor may examine the subsequent cash disbursements or correspondence from the third parties and other records such as goods received notes or anything. Debtor checking, lot of things, subsequent sale you can check whether goods has been sent or these things you can check. Then further, non-response for negative confirmation request do not mean that there is some misstatement as negative confirmation request itself is to respond to, only the confirming party disagrees. If I was writing the answer, I would have also written in this situation positive confirmation request would have been better on the point, but they have not written it anyways. Yeah, अब 505 or 550 550 is done. Now we have two chinna standards. Takunu will finish, then today's session is over. Who was that? Throw. Okay. I was thinking sometimes YouTube the problem is there. Okay. Yeah. So I think we touched 520. 540 we'll take it tomorrow. Like 540 I'm making a note. 540 like study material and we'll take it. Then 5. What happened? Okay. Yeah, we'll do. Next comes analytical procedure 520. So guys attending live, it was just a technical glitch. Hope we are resumed, right? Yeah. SA 520, that is analytical procedure. This also booklet very less is given, but they can ask basically if we go a bit detailed, it would be good, I believe, in this standard, because this standard alone I don't think mostly will not be asked. It's a combination level in some other standard like sampling, some combination level they may ask mostly, but still if you don't know analytical procedure properly, then it's a problem. So what is analytical procedure? Enquiry observation is not analytical procedure. What is it? But your auditing lab, what you did on analytical procedure? Relationship between the non-financial and financial data. So for example, if someone is having a weak concept on this, analytical procedure basically, I'll do one thing. This final order note, only this much is there, but the standard, I'll just see. Normally, first thing is what we call comparison. You can compare current, like before you start the audit, first of all, you'll check it with the previous year financial statements, how well the company is performing, or 2 years, 3 years financial statements, you may cross check what is the trend in sales, what is the trend in all the things. So during this trend checking, once you checked, imagine, let's comparison, like you found out sales of say the current year 21 22 or 22 23, and this is current year 23 24. It was 8 lakhs, it was 10 lakhs. So obviously you will be having an expectation that current year, or imagine one more year was there, say 2021, here it was 6 lakhs. So almost the trend level you are expecting, here the sale will be 12 lakhs. This is your expectation. If the actual sale is almost in this range, or 11 to 13 lakhs in that range, so you can say almost company is following the trend. So sale, I don't think a very big fraud may be there. Direct, it is not a red flag. It is shown like directly. So this is one thing which you have to, this comparison when you do and you reach the conclusion, you developed an expectation, that is this sale should be like this. And when you checked actually whatever figure you got, this is analytical procedure using comparison. Comparison basically you are using. Analytical procedure comes in comparison plus consideration of relationship. Two things are there. So comparison you can use this and get it done. Then second thing is what we call how analytical procedures consider the relationship. Many things are there. Like one example I'll say, this is sale. Sale is a financial information. So when you are seeing current year like see 12 lakhs, 14 lakhs. Now everyone is happy. Company is performing superbly awesome. Imagine the now you checked it with the another information. Quantity sold. First year you sold 1000 quantity. 1000. Then in the year whatever it is, 10 lakh you sold 1000 quantity goods, and then 10 lakh was there. But current year when you are just comparing only, you are seeing company is performing superbly well. Last year 2 lakh sale, current year 4 lakh sale happened. But when you compare it with the goods, here it is shown 2000 quantity sold. Now tell me actually whether company is performing good or bad. Literally bad. Literally bad. Either company is performing bad, or there is a misstatement, some stealing or something in the quantity of goods. Some black market sale or something. Goods was there. Only some around like to reach a 14 lakh sale, you need to only sold 1400 quantity as per this range. So, or 1300 quantity, sometimes you may get 300 to 400 quantity, but 2000 quantity. So actually only 1400 quantity should come. So that 600 quantity what is there, either sale is like understated. Actual sale figure is 20 lakh and sale is understated to save the tax. Or quantity some stealing has happened by the management. Quantity sold, actual sold was only 1400 and 600 was sometimes sold in the black market. Shown at some cost price or something it is shown. So this problem is there. So this is what you need to understand. Here what you did, this is a financial information. You analyzed a financial information and a non-financial information and you reached a conclusion regarding something, and this is also analytical procedure. Consideration of relationship. And then here comparison plus consideration of relationship you did. Plus another ways are there. If you check, if you get the payroll expenses. Payroll expenses yesterday, like I said, rather than sitting and checking everything using test of details, if you get the equation like what is average salary, like one sector of employees or one department, everyone's salary is around 50,000 average. So number of employees into our work days week report, which how many days, paid days and non-paid days equation, you create one equation in Excel. Every department you create equation into multiply equal to whatever figure is coming. Balance P&L wage is written as say 10 lakh. When you do this tuck calculation in 30 minutes, you get a figure as say 9 to 11 lakh. Okay, done, accept it. Why should I deep check it again? This is analytical procedure. This is substantive analytical procedure. Checking in detailed way. Basic checking in analytics. So normal comparison and things is what we call normal analytical. Same. But when you are using it for risk assessment procedure, it is called analytical procedure. And if you are using it for some detailed checking, substantive analytical procedure. And analytical procedure can be, yesterday did we study analytical procedure? No, right? We never went into, okay. Then it can be performed at 3 phases. Number 1, planning phase. Before you start the audit, before like first stage, you will compare your current data with previous year's data and you will find out, okay, problems are there. Like last sales, when you see current year sales, a sudden rise is there, not following the trend. Upper sales is the problem. You identify that as a risky item, and then you identify that as a risky item, and then you are doing the detailed checking through further audit procedure. So then you can use it during the testing stage. During the process auditing itself, wherever it is applicable, you can use it. Then last wrap up stage is there. Wrapping up stage. You would have checked some items through test of details and all these things. But wrapping up stage, we'll say last stage of the auditing, finalize checking. If you would have checked the loan, you would have checked interest, okay, calculation. But sometimes loan check. If you know that loan order statement or loan order some information you got, loan agreement you got, interest amount will not be there. Sometimes loan percentage will be there, EMI amount may be there, but interest keep on changing some EMI. Loan you know at the rate of 10%, you know at the rate of how many years you know. If you have checked the loan order closing balance and made sure loan balance is correct, obviously in the interest which multiply you will get the interest balance. So why should we get a separate interest checking? Direct because loan we checked it is correct. Obviously interest will be correct then. So that's analytical procedure. Comparison we can calculate it. So hereby whatever this equation calculation we are using, quick checking it is analytical procedure. Comparing something or considering the relationship between something. If you are auditing a hotel or any room rent into occupancy, how many days it was occupied, you can calculate. That is analytical procedure. And normally sometimes some situation may come where question you have to suggest which audit procedure. It is basically 330 order question mostly. It's normally not 520 order. 330 order further audit procedure as an auditor, which audit procedure he should be actually doing in this situation. A conceptual question vanda, since imagine the item is some wages and they are saying 50,000 employees are there, TCS order wage. How can they practically sampling at the check panel? It's taking time. So you can suggest substantive analytical procedure like that. That is SA 520 analytical procedure. The definition, please keep in mind, evaluation of financial information. You wanted to check sales basically. Sales is what you wanted to check. Sales is a financial information, rupee. Evaluation of financial information through analyzing the plausible relationship. Plausible means logical relationship. Logical relationship means sale and the quantity you are checking, it is a logical relationship. Sale with a debtor you are checking, it is a logical relationship. Sale with a loan you are checking, what is an illogical relationship? Or sale with some other thing you are checking, rent is illogical. Anga comparison consideration you will not get anything. So understand that one fact. So when you are checking, you have to, now you are doing this to analyze the sales a trend or risk of material misstatement you have to find. So you are analyzing, evaluating a financial information. Sale is a financial information, you are checking it. Evaluating the sale, how are you doing it? By analyzing the logical relationship between sale and quantity, financial and non-financial. The financial is the non-financial. Quantity is coming in units, not in rupee, non-financial item. Financial and non-financial data, simple definition, done. Then substantive analytical procedure. I'll show you something. Certain books only this much is there for analytical procedure. But there is something else which we need to study, and I don't recommend it to you to study. If someone is there who's studying too much, then you can study that. Normal situation like but like how to determine the suitability of data, how to determine the reliability of data, that thing is also there. That can also come. But we don't know whether that much. Interle only this much is given, finally only this much is given, but still if you have time studying that would also be better. How to determine this suitability, how to determine this reliability, how to develop this expectation. That's an interlevel topic, but that can also be asked. Another point. Yeah. So substantive analytical procedure, that is using analytical procedure for substantive checking. The designing and performing substantive analytical procedure either alone or in combination with the test of details. Test of details you may be doing. Sometimes you may use analytical procedure. You like example wages you wanted to check. You did it with analytical procedure. actual figure in books was 10 lakh and you got only 7 lakh. Appo edo problem irukku. Fake debtors, fake employees may be there. So now we are going with the test of details. That is using both together. So there, first determine the suitability of a particular analytical procedure for a given assertion. What assertion you are going to check? Adukku enna analytical procedure vanu. What is assertion? Okay le. Assertion okay le. Okay. Then give an assertion. Then evaluate the reliability of data from which auditor or expectation of the recorded amounts and ratios developed. That is reliability of data. Analytical procedure, you wanted to check wages. You asked the management. In the P&L, just a total wage and breakup, everything will not be there regarding employee monthly salary. Now you are asking management, bro, I wanted to check wages and I'm using some procedure. Don't reveal anything, what procedure. I needed a breakup from your payroll system, whatever it is. All the number employees, their attrition details, like which day they came, which day they left, all those things, plus monthly what is the payment given to them, how many days they were present, what is your pay basis. Those are full things they may give. You can do the calculation if possible. Software it is better. So that data, is that data reliable? Company fake data, fake employees a company would have shown. But definitely they would have shown that in the payroll system also. How can you books total fake employees are there, payroll also fake are there, then whatever calculation you do, same amount will come. So first, when they are giving you that system, that like punching system or something will be there for employees, check that is an internal control. Test the control first. Audit test the control okay aranda halfway is done. Then interconnected, test of control, all the procedures. So evaluate the reliability of data, develop an expectation of recorded amount or ratios and evaluate whether the expectation is sufficiently precise. You got it either. Develop an expectation. The question can be framed from this. Amount. And what is the actual amount? Then obviously that is basically auditor should have an expectation. If last 3 years of sale we got, current year 31st March is not yet over. Just think, based on that we will have an expectation. Last year 10 lakh, before year 8 lakh, so current year it is 12 lakh. That is my expectation. And just check what is actual figure. Actual figure is almost 12.2 lakhs. Almost correct. Happy. Risk of material misstatement is low. That is what you want to do. Then determine the amount of difference of recorded. Determine the amount of any difference of recorded amount from expected value that is acceptable without further investigation. Fine, correct. We are thinking 12 lakh should be the sale. Last year it was 10, before year it was 8, current year we are expecting 12. But other 12.1 or 12.5 to 11.5, okay. That much variance I am ready to accept. That is amount of variance or amount of difference I am ready to accept. Things. So these 5 points you have to study, plus how to determine the suitability, how to check the reliability. That is also a question, because exam, if a sole question is coming from 520, normally chances koncham, but still if you are studying all the standards and going 520, they may ask a situation like employee situation, auditor was given the data, but data actually problem is there. What should the auditor do to evaluate the reliability of data? The answer is not there. How will the auditor evaluate the reliability of data? That is there. The 520 analytical procedure. This is analytical procedure. How the auditor evaluates the reliability of data. Substantive analytical procedure, and these are the factors to be considered for. Will not be asked in your paper. Nothing. There are the two things, but conceptually you need to identify, understand here. Can we use tomorrow question? Everything has a this way also answer, this way also answer. But common sense, just tell me. Just concepts of auditing. Can we use analytical procedure for balance sheet items, individual balance sheet items? Checking. You wanted to check debtors. Can you use analytical procedure, or you wanted to check loan, or you wanted to check something like that? Analytical procedure comparison use panna mudiyuma. Adu mattum sonna podum. Normally we cannot be doing, because it's not a predictable item. Balance sheet items are not predictable items. But debtors last year, debtor the current year, how can we predict how much debtor will come? Or asset, how can we predict? So last year sometimes company had so much debtor. Current year company changed the policy, debtor no trend is there. Debtor like company thought of let's reduce the credit sales. Gone. So now trend is there. But P&L items, analytical procedure is highly useful basically for P&L items, but that is income statement items, predictable items. There it follows a trend. Last year rent, current year 5% hike will be there, rent amount. Any expense due to inflation also basically 5% hike will be there. So it is basically useful for income statement accounts. But balance sheet items calls go, you can use it. That is consideration of relationship. Comparison you cannot use it. Balance sheet is not comparable. But consideration of relationship, you need to check the debtor. Debtor trend but debtor sale compare trend. Last year what was a sale, what was a debtor? Current year what is a sale, current year the debtor, you will get to konjam match rather than just comparing debtor. So that is a difference in where you use it. So then availability of data, you should get the really good data. Then disaggregation, that is the more breakup data you are getting. If the data is more broken up, detailed data, imagine I want to test wages and they are giving me number of employees, monthly salary, dust, bus. Name of employees is there, monthly salary is also there. But that is not a good thing for me. But if I am getting monthly salary, bonus, actual salary paid, outstanding, then only I can actually calculate the wage, number of days ever present. So degree of more disaggregation is there, more breakup is there. It is much better for analytical procedure. Then account type. And these three things are predictability. Balance sheet it is better for P&L items, income statement items. Then source predictability, nature of assertion. Nature of assertion is also important. Can you check a rights and obligation with the analytical procedure? Or plant and machinery, rights and obligation check. You can check it only through normal like a physical verification or something, inspection. You cannot do it through. So for analytical procedure is useful only for certain class of assertions, certain area of assertions. For checking like amount, accuracy, all those things you can check through, or existence you cannot check. Analytical procedure cannot be used. So see, substantive analytical procedure may be more effective in providing evidence for some assertions. Like this. Then if inherent risk is high, this is also because these are, I'm just explaining this more because internal questions, like you would have seen how they are presenting the answer. Better. So inherent risk, if inherent risk is high inherent risk, don't use analytical procedure, better go with detailed checking, practically possible. That is there. Then techniques, trend analysis ratio, nothing is there. This is what I told. This is the question we learned. Determine the suitability of analytical procedure, reliability of analytical procedure, developing an expectation for use, and seeing the amount of difference. But how to check the suitability of the document? Suitability of the analytical procedure. Suitability eppadi check pannu? Konjam kuda deep they are asking. Suitability checking, substantive analytical procedure should be more applicable to large volume of transaction that tends to be predictable over time. If your material, whatever you are following, is having this, well and good. It should be there, what I'm saying. Then application of planned analytical procedure is based on the expectation that relationship among data may exist and continue. We are predicting like last 3 years sales trend was there. Current year also we are thinking that trend will be followed because last year what relationship was there, we are imagining same relationship current year will be there. Then suitability of analytical procedure will depend upon auditor assessment of how effective it will be in detecting a material misstatement. Simple. Then how will you check the reliability of data? This is mostly one question. The 4 points are at least keep in mind. We need to check the source of information available, from where that data they are giving. Imagine checking wages. They are giving me data from payroll system, and the payroll system is a software, awesome software, and other internal controls are super. Suppose source of information is so good, risk of material misstatement is low, reliability of data is high. Same, comparability of information available. Can I compare the information with similar? For example, when during analytical procedure, it is actually not an audit. Once normally in your firms you would have seen audit over, mid-size firm are the audit over, then last year finalization meeting will be there with the client. There we will go and the chartered accountant will chumma give some suggestions. Chumma show off, this ratio, that ratio is low. Company, the data is 6 months old data, old thing. Why suggestion is needed? Company performed another 6 months. അപ്പോൾ ചുമ്മാ സജഷൻ MBAയുടെ ഡ്യൂട്ടി കൊടുത്തിട്ട് മറ്റേ കമ്പനിയുടെ സ്ട്രാറ്റജി ഇസ് ബാഡ്, ലാസ്റ്റ് ഇയർ സെയിൽ ദിസ് ഇയർ സെയിൽ, ചുമ്മാ അത് കൺസൾട്ടിങ് ഈസ് നീഡഡ് ബട്ട് ഡു ഇറ്റ് ബേസ്ഡ് ഓൺ ദ കറണ്ട് ഡാറ്റ. ഹിസ്റ്റോറിക്കൽ ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ ഡാറ്റ 6 months അപ്പുറം എന്നാ കൺസൾട്ടിങ് ഇസ് നീഡഡ്? ബേസിക് ഫണ്ടമെന്റൽസ് യു ക്യാൻ കൺസൾട്ട് കോമൺ സെൻസിൽ. സോ ബട്ട് ഇൻ ദ കൺസൾട്ടിങ് യു മേ സേ കമ്പനിയുടെ ഇമാജിൻ ഐ എം ഓഡിറ്റിംഗ് സൊമാറ്റോ ആൻഡ് ഐ എം കൺസൾട്ടിങ് സൊമാറ്റോയുടെ ദിബിന്ദർ ഗോയലിനെ ഐ എം ടെല്ലിങ്. അപ്പോൾ ഐ സേ, sir, your marketing expenditure is compared to, because I use analytical procedure. I have seen chartered accountants, what they do. Normally auditing is done by articles. Ungalku enna kuda theriyilla adukulla. They will just sign only normally, but consulting ekku they may go, because then only fees will come. Fees konnu konju they'll go. So what I have observed, we do all the audit. Once it is finalized, our principal will come. We'll explain to him, sir, this things are there. Then he is not even hearing that. He'll just sign it, finalize it, done. Then after 2 days, we'll have some meeting. Meeting പോകുമ്പോൾ he is driving car and sometimes I'll be on this side. In the meeting വേളയിൽ he'll ask, like on that route ഒരു 30 minutes what was important things in the note, tell me. So we'll tell him everything, that this was like this, കമ്പനിയോട് എന്തെന്താ പ്രോബ്ലം അല്ലായിരുന്നു, ഇത് വെച്ചിട്ട് അങ്ങ് പോയിട്ട് അടിച്ചിടും, the half information വെച്ചിട്ട്. Because good CEOs are people who have good communication skills, who has like avangaloda speak panna client should feel that my finances are taken care of. He will take care of my not my finances, my accounts are taken care of, my everything. So idile imagine I am auditing Zomato. When I can compare my info with the Swiggy info and I can give directions. Example, if my marketing expenditure is 30 lakhs and the sale I am generating is say 3 crore, 30 lakhs marketing vechittu 3 crore sale I am generating, I am thinking I am happy. But when I compare with the Swiggy, they may be generating, they have also spent a marketing expenditure of 50 lakh but generating 100 crore sales. I am thinking company is happy, 30 lakh sale 3 crore marketing 3 crore and generate panna. But from an MBA point of view, from a strategic consultant point of view, when you compare with your competitor, avanga same nearly this amount they are generating double the sale of us. So basically our marketing is bad. This is how the actual consulting should be. But normal traditional CS 30 lakh you are generating 3 crore, company is super, marketing team is awesome, keep it them angennu sollu. But you do a competitor analysis, then you'll know whether this team is good or not. Idellam or analytical procedure, comparing with a similar industry information and giving the conclusion. The audit not related, just advisory related ella. So reliability of data, then controls over the preparation of the information. What are the internal controls over it? If it is good, it is done. Then idellam easy. Then amount of differences that is acceptable, done. Analytical procedure is also done. Now we only have written representation coming in. Very easy, nothing is there, 5 minutes. Kadam, ellame kadam. Ayyo. Where is written representation? SA 580, written representations. So, only this much, nothing very detailed is needed. Scope of this essay, written representation. Scope on the written representation, objective of the auditor, simple. Obtain written representation from the management or TCWG that they believe that they have fulfilled with the responsibility of preparation of financial statements, and support the other audit evidences relevant to the financial statements and respond appropriately to the written representation. All the written representation provide necessary audit evidence, they do not provide a sufficient audit evidence alone. This is the most important point. Then, because written representation is not like they are asking direct descriptive 5-point question. No. ഇതെല്ലാത്തിലും മിക്സിലെ വരും, അങ്ങനെ എല്ലാമേ മിക്സിലെ, or sometimes ഇതിൽ in the madri one point they may pick and put it with audit opinion. Like your situation was there, based on written representation, auditor gave a unmodified opinion, believing that. So adile 3 standards came. Audit evidence 500 came, 580 written representation came. At the same time 700 audit opinion also came. 3 standards mentioned when you have to write the answer. Then date and period of written representation. Written representation shall be near as or practicable but not after the date of audit report. Common sense. Then written representation shall be for all the statements and periods referred to in the audit report. And one thing, chumma common ellarku therinja question, but chumma asking, management denied written representation for a period in which they were not in the office. Is it correct? No, they have the responsibility. It is the chair or responsibility. What chair they are sitting at? If the chair was there, then years or written representation should be given by that chair. They can deny that, but auditor has the right to ask that. We cannot say they cannot deny that. They can deny that, but otherwise the question is there. Is there denial correct? Denial is their duty. Re-asking is our duty. Keep in mind. Otherwise questions are there. Illogical stuff. Important points to be considered. Doubt as to the reliability of written representation. If you don't trust a written representation, what to do? If written representations are inconsistent with other audit evidence. Other audit evidence, you got some extra info. Written representation is saying opposite to this. Match agala rendume. Auditor shall perform audit procedure to resolve the matter. Okay. If auditor concludes that written representations are not reliable, trust panna mudiyale, auditor shall take appropriate action. Done. Then requested written representation is not provided. Management is not giving you. Then discuss with the management, re-evaluate the integrity of the management. Integrity evaluate pannam. That is, why are they not giving written representations? What is a fraud or the other? Done. Then, the questions was there. Where is it? Yeah. One question was there. What other things? 580. This is a very easy question. That see, CAN is very carrying out an audit of restated financial statements. Normally, restated financial statements. Show off. Limited for the 3 things. Then CAN is planning to issue an audit. Okay, the audit report on 5th August 2024. They are going to issue audit report on 5th August. Okay. Covering these restated financial statements. Restated cover panni they are doing. Before issuing the audit report, CAN requested the management representation letter from the management of the company for this assignment. They requested management representation letter. Okay. Management of the company provided management representation letter dated 1st April. This is 3 years. They only give the year order written representation. Obviously not valid. Management should have given these 3 years order written representation. That's it. Simple answer. One more question. Only this was there. 2 questions was there on written representation. 560 we solved this question, right? Legal claim solved. Okay. This is very easy. Okay. One question was there, but it is very easy to question number 5. So then the same question. Okay, written representation is also done. Ini pe edavadhu standards irukka to learn today with notes available. 710 is there. But it will take me at least 530, then 240, 260, 299, 402. 402 venama. 402 takes time. Let me see. Simple notes. 530 sampling order is there. The tolerable rate. But idum 1 second. CA final 501 500 is easy. Okay, subsequent event 220, excuse me, SA 220, 240. Yeah, today's 8 standards we did, almost done. Now we have what are the standards pending. Then I'll give you an idea like how are we going to finish things. We have 540 important standards pending. Chumma standards 540. 402 is there. 450 is there. 450 we'll do it. Chinna standard. Then what? 700 series is pending. 700 series is there. 800 series is there. 600 series is also there. This much standard is there. This is what we need to focus more. 540, 402. Then 700 series only what is the important thing? 700 series? 710 is there. 720. 720 okay. I'm about tougher. That is easy standard, right? Nothing is there in other information. Anything. Let's see. 7 modified opinion. You know, right? Modified opinion, other matter paragraph, emphasis of matter paragraph. Then basics of audit report title, you would have known. So 700 series is not that much, you know everything. And not straightforward questions also. Like other question mostly comes in 710 or 720 straight up. We'll deal with those standards. So our upcoming 2 days, priority is given to 540 we will definitely do. 402 we have to definitely do. 710 at a high priority we need to do. Then 600 series, what is tough for you? Tell me. Guys in live, what is tough? Which standard? 600 series, ellame venuma. Like whatever you say as tough, I will do it. So it will be like 620. Yeah, 620 we will definitely do. Internal auditor, you know that 610. Very easy. Auditor's expert is also simple. Like, auditor's expert or objectivity, competence check pananam. Only 3-4 things are there. Check this chinna standards we can finish it now itself. Whatever you, I'll just show in other inter subject. We'll take it study material we'll do. Then a standard. 500 perfect. I need to take it to 500 series internal auditor. Internal auditor, you know, this is not here. Sorry. Which chapter it was coming? I forgot 600. You 1 second. What were we writing? So we have 540, 402, and you need 450. Then 600 series 610, 600. Other time we will see. 800 series this attempt, I think these two are important. 800 series we will touch upon these two also. Then still time 810 will cover. SAE, SRA, I'll upload a video. Inside that, whatever, like day after tomorrow, we are unable to finish any chinna standards, I'll club it in here also. So that everything is over. Yeah, so done. Happy boy practical study, whatever it is. Yeah, so guys on live, our session is almost done. So see you tomorrow. Be prepared for 540, 402, 200 series almost 250, 250, 260. Easy, right? Anyways, last attempt was asked. So then 300 series, 300 is only there. 315, 320, 315 we did. We are standard 300. 402, 450 we will do it tomorrow. Chinna standard. 402. So tomorrow basically 402, 540, 450. This will take lot of time. 540. This will also take lot of time. Then 450 is chuma cakewalk. We'll do 700 load or something, whatever is possible. Then day after tomorrow, it is basically 800, 805. This is tomorrow. Tomorrow, these 4 standards. 700, whatever is coming, we'll do. Day after tomorrow, 800, 805. 710, we'll do it day after tomorrow. So bigger standard. Then 600 series, pending 620, whatever. Other date we'll do. Then he'll do Caro. Caro because sure short mark. 5 mark or sometimes 8 mark you may easily get. Why should you waste? Caro, I'm thinking of tomorrow or day after tomorrow, half, like whatever session we are taking, for 2 hours if you put on Caro, from here before you go, entire Caro will be in your head. I am solid. Now, anyways, it is already there. You have studied everything, right? Always it is there in your head. But if I say, explain me all the clauses without looking at the book now, clause plus subclause, everything. In the orderless mudiyuma. That's because it is easy to be. Mnemonic. I'm asking. Because there is one mnemonic we make. And if you get that mnemonic, the interest students, it is very tough because these things. But finally, it is literally easy. If you get it properly, you will be like first non-current assets. Whether the records are company name, first point. Title leads we will see. Proper records are accurate. Title leads. Next, Binami property last. What was next? The third thing was there. Our evaluation was done, then 10% and the things. This format we will be able to recall everything. Second, that is Karoshi. That we will do it tomorrow, day after tomorrow. That is 5 marks. Because everything is the same. Writing everything you know. I'm just putting it, memorizing into your head. Yeah, done. So almost 30 minutes before we finished. Noon time. This one, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. I think that is better for you, right? Morning timely will be efficient. Anyways, if you are waking up in morning. Else, your peak timely you are coming here and sitting. But at least morningly your self-study is what you need to focus now. Class whatever video you are watching is just to add on. Self-study is what will help you to pass. 100% I am saying. Okay, so see you, chalo guys on YouTube. Yeah, revision video I'll upload Gaudami. Professional ethics I'll try to do it. Just to do 3, 4, 5 days I just need a gap. I'll try to do it. Okay. Ethics. Yeah.